masseuse is listening to, so give her a splooge. Greg and Joe and Greg, Joe and Greg, Greg and Joe. I can't come up with any lyrics, so just start the fucking show, bro. And let's hope our two guineas aren't a no-show. So now let's go.
And welcome to this week's episode of the Swol Life. Look, I'm swole.
Dude, I eat this shit like it's a pixie stick. It's fucking dude, you the owners right here. You got gold right here. The clean energy. This fucking one tastes so good. It's
right
like
there, baby.
It's a pixie stick. I'm gonna eat it right now. Fuck that shit. It's like a pixie stick, Joe. I love it.
That fucking fruits powder. Look at that.
Well,
He just takes it right there, right out of the fucking powder.
Dude, it's a fucking. I normally don't do that. I know a lot of people take their pre-workout and do that shit. I don't do that.
Yeah, sip the water. Yeah,
that shit tastes like pixie stick. I love it. That clean energy. I'm really clean. Look, the fucking the pre-workout I put in my pre-workout. But this shit is really fucking great. Clean energy, guys.
Here comes the pre. But Swol Life presents the Greg and Joe Show, SWOLLYFE.com. Use this code, MSM15, Greg, and then all those
absolutely
people, they save 15 fucking %. So very happy to have Swole Chad.
The Swol Life, baby.
There he is, right there. Swole Chad. He's part of our program. He looks like a fucking 70s.
And if you're a fat bastard, there's Swole right here. Swole Red. Right,
he looks like a mustache Pete from the old days.
I'm gonna have to take one of those too.
Okay. Look at that. He's just taking it all. But
we've got pre-workout, we've got shred. We're practically giving it all away.
MSM 15, Christmas in July. Oh, and here we go. We got all our fucking buddies here. See, I'll take Hoogana.
There he is.
How's it hanging? Let me switch it. It was falling to the left. I got to fix it to the right.
I'll say what? It's hanging like a bugle. Want to blow it? It's hanging like a
Greg, what? Joseph Clark, what's your diet like these days? Do you focus on protein?
Always, bro. Always protein. You gotta remember, I'm diabetic, so I have to be really careful.
Gotta be careful with those.
But I'm very strict. As a matter of fact, I just ate a Quest cookie. I like the Quest cookies. Dude, if I could never, ever, ever have a regular cookie ever again I'm not a junk food guy. Like Joe, I might disappoint you with this, but cannolis and Italian pastries, has nothing to do with me being a diabetic. I just don't like them. I just don't like all that cream shit.
All right.
You don't
have a sweet tooth. That's good.
Right.
That's good for you.
I'm not into, like, even before I had diabetes, I'm not into donuts. Like my girlfriend, like, oh my God, a donut.
Yeah, I'm not a donut guy either.
Yeah, none of that stuff, though. The only junk food I ever ate was, I like a Baby Ruth bar. That would be the only candy, but I didn't even eat that. The only junk food I really ate was a brownie or a chocolate chip. And, who doesn't love those, like, PTA mom brownies? The kind that moms make,
sticky one. In the pan, with the crust on the
Oh, yeah, Joe. They were unbelievable.
Beautiful.
Or the bendy chocolate chips,
The salt, the salt.
But other than that, I don't eat. I don't eat any. I don't eat those anymore. I now eat the Quest, just the Quest cookies, and then, bro, I could live on that for the rest of my life. I don't care.
Yeah, no, those are good. I've had them at expos and stuff like that. But I also want to do a shout out for another sponsor on our show. Greg, show some of those labels you got,
dude.
Vince's MuscleShop.com. Here's his old man tune up, But
wait a minute. This I think my favorite though, Joe, my favorite. I got the label here, guys. I'm just going to show you the label. Look at this right there.
Beta male, Tim Walls.
Beta male, bro. Beta male. This is fucking ingenious. Now, it's for anti-toxic masculinity. That's what. This thing, I think it's a testosterone booster, actually, so you're not a beta male. I can't read all the ingredients, but there they are, guys.
It's just like a kind of a joke what he put on some of these labels, but here's one that the ladies could use. It's a cougar cocktail, Gregorio.
I love
cougar cocktail. So old man's tune-up for me and Cougar Cocktail for
I
Mrs.
look
P.
and look at. Sometimes he changes the pre-workout label. Right, like here, I have the fucking. I have
Yeah,
I'm doing
the
back
Don.
Trump. See, it's hard for me.
I got the
But-
presidential seal one.
But Dave, Dave. Jesus Christ, I'm calling you Dave Palumbo now. But Joe, look right here. Joe,
Oh,
baby.
Mr. Musk.
Dude, stop fucking around right here, baby.
Stop fucking around. Stop paying all of that fucking stupid money. Take
Dude,
money back, America. Take it back. But make sure you go to vincesmuscleshop.com. Show Vince some love. He's a fucking guy that's been around a long time. He's got a great store right there in Columbus, Ohio. Right in
right.
the Arnold Classic. So when you're down there, make sure you jump in there and say hi. Or look for Vince. He's always walking around. And this fucking guy, he's in his 70s. He fucking picks up heavy fucking shit. He's a fucking moose, Vince.
Yes, dude, Vince. Dude, you could go to him in person. Go bullshit with him.
Yeah.
Right there, baby.
So we want to fucking
If
show
you're
some
in
love.
Ohio area, go in his fucking store, buy some of this shit. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, some of the labels are fucking hysterical.
Dude, yeah, come on, beta male. Oh,
That's
dude. Yes. I can't stand this fucking guy.
Oh, I fucking hate him.
You know what?
He wants to take Columbus Day away. That piece of shit.
Bull.
Get the fuck out of here.
My father was actually one of the founders of in Westchester of the Columbus Christian Columbus Society. Yes,
good.
My
good
father
for
was
him.
a founding member of that. He's in there.
bless.
He's on their fucking wall and everything. But my father was the most proud Italian. You have no idea.
Oh,
but
yeah. He should be, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my father used to say, "There's two kinds of people in this world, Joe: Italians and those who want to be Italian." But I know some of you guys are like, "Fuck you! I don't be no kid from New York." But that's good. That's a proud Italian talk. But the thing is, though, dude, I got to tell you, Joe, you might not want to hear this, but I think I would fuck Tim Walsh's daughter because she talks such shit on.
How old is she? Is she of age?
But I don't know. Does that matter? Fuck, I don't know. Should we look at?
Look
at.
I don't know. I know he had like a son with like fucking Down syndrome or something, special needs son.
He was walking on stage holding the kid and he yoked him like
yanked him. Yeah, what fucking prick, right?
Dude, what a
but if
fucking
it's, I don't care. Listen, politics never get in the way of pussy, bro. I don't. You could have one of these blue-haired, I want to be a guy fucking broads. If she has a pussy, I'll stick it. I don't give a shit.
Well, wait a minute though. Did I ever send you that video where well, let me just say to Tim Wilson, I'm gonna ask you this question. Hold on.
Okay.
I got a good one for you. I actually have the video. I could find it where I don't know where.
I got the laptop right here. I can get it on the email.
All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you a video.
Instagram, whatever.
It's from Andrew Tate, and it's a snippet from Andrew Tate. I'll explain it to you first.
Okay.
I just want to say Tim Wilson does. I'm not saying she's gorgeous, but she's not. Believe me. Yeah. But she's so liberal, and she's always like, toxic masculinity, and you're fucking man. So I want to gurgle her. It just because I guarantee I would have her fucking. I have a friend who's a fucking porn star, and he fucking makes the girls wear the fucking. He makes the girls wear MAGA hats when he's fucking them and shit, because he's super Trump. You know what I mean? And even he's fucking crazy. We'll get into that another time. But
yeah.
All right, now
speaking of MAGA hats, Make America Swole Again hats from Swol Lyfe. You can get 50% off of the apparel too, not just the supplement. So just
in the words of Crazy Eddie, he's got pre-workout, we've got fucking shred pills, we got the hats, we're practically giving it all away. It's Christmas in July. Remember that?
Oh, I love that guy. Yep. I forget his name now. He was a radio announcer.
Well, we know it was we always think of him as Crazy Eddie, but he wasn't.
No, that wasn't. Eddie Cantor was the real Eddie.
Right.
He fled to Israel because he owed like the IRS like millions of dollars, and they extradited him. He went to fucking jail. Yeah. The first one was in Brooklyn. The first Crazy Eddie.
Dude, I used to go to Crazy Eddie. I bought a bunch of shit off Crazy Eddie.
They were all over the place in the 70s.
You know what he used to do? He used to get. They would do inventory, and he would put empty boxes and shit. Like the whole warehouse was like empty boxes. It looked like because he wanted to get more investments. Some fucking. He was a genius.
He was. Yeah.
He was a genius. But Andrew Tate did this video.
Yeah. Let me ask
where
me
he says. What would you rather do? Would you rather fuck Megan Fox with a cock or fuck Hulk Hogan with a pussy?
Ooh,
and he's saying because He's talking about the whole tranny thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's funny. I know of. Wait here. I'll tell you what. I'm going to send you this picture. Can you put pictures up, Joe?
I don't know.
There's a
I'm
way to
not
do it.
sure.
I mean, I know you can. I just don't know if you know how to do
Yeah,
it.
media assets. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I could. I'm still trying to learn this fucking thing.
Oh fuck! All right, because well, I guess I can't show it to you because it's on my computer thing. I was going to show you a picture.
I was gonna say if you can send it to Instagram, I can show my phone.
Oh, all right. Maybe yeah. Can we do that? Instagram, or how about a text message? No.
Yeah, that's
Let me see.
same
But-
shit. Yeah.
All right,
even
getting back
easier.
to with Trump, with Andrew Tate. I have the video. Like, where's Joe Pietaro? Right here.
Hulk Hogan with
With
a
a
real
pussy.
vagina
Right.
or Megan Fox. So I guess I have to fuck her in the can,
Yes.
but I get this look at Megan Fox's face and tits and everything.
Right, and it's the whole feminine, that body, those nice tits, that nice ass. But
She's got
he actually said, I'm going to tell you what I would do. He goes, I'd fuck Megan Fox with a cock. He goes, I don't care. Because if you would fuck Hulk Hogan with a pussy, you're a fucking gay. That's what he said. Now, that picture I just sent you.
I know who this is.
That's Buck Angel. Okay. And that's me and Buck Angel in a club. Now, you guys can't see the clarity on that, but Buck Angel was jacked and he has a fucking beard and mustache.
Yeah.
And that was once a girl, and she was that girl.
He has a cunt though, still.
Yeah, as a cunt, and
He still has a vagina.
right. And we were in a club together. He came up to me because he used to read Ramblin' Freak. That's when that's from. And he was like, "Dude, I gotta get my picture taken." He was fucking jacked. It was him and
He
I
was
were
big, yeah.
two most jacked guys in the club, and he's smoking a cigar, and he's like, one of those, like a real dude, bro. And trust me, if you would rather fuck that than Megan Fox with a fucking
You got
then you're
tendencies.
gay, because that is fucking
Yes.
bro.
I would
That's like-
fuck Megan Fox with a cock before Hulk Hogan.
There you go.
with a
See,
pussy.
it's
Because all I would do is ignore if I can hit it from behind and maybe just pull the panties aside so that there's nothing swinging. But
Yeah.
you really can't see that anyway. You're just seeing the top of her ass,
Right.
and then the
Right.
face,
See, that-
maybe. Yeah,
that's what-
I can get off on that. I
Andrew
might
Tate
feel
said-
guilty afterwards, though.
Well,
you
the
know?
thing is, you won't feel guilty after you fuck a Spakim. But the thing is, you might feel a little bit like, dude, I just fucked a dude. But goddamn,
Hey, for a
that dude-
chick, you
that
got some
dude's hot.
set of balls. you know?
But he was making a point. I'll send you the video of Andrew Tate saying that. Would you rather fuck, because
It's
you know,
funny.
he was saying, I'd rather fuck Megan Fox with the cock. Because if you would fuck Hulk Hogan with a pussy, he goes, you're fucking gay.
You know what? If Buck Angel came up to me and said, "Hey, fucking fill my pussy up," I couldn't. There was no way I could do it. I would
Dude,
never get a hard on. I don't
actually,
care.
He's actually a great guy. I know Buck Angel, but he's jacked, bro. I think
yeah.
right now he looks like a little bit of an older man. You know what I mean? Like he's got gray and shit and
Well,
everything.
he's been around for a while, now.
Right.
Yeah,
But he was once a fucking girl model in the 80s.
I saw pictures, the before and after pictures.
Yes.
Even though he had his tits removed, but he never had the bottom removed.
Nope.
But then he took a lot of juice, and that's how
Bro, he's jacked.
fucking
He's
big guy.
Dude,
Yeah.
People don't realize this, but Joe and I actually covered. Remember, Joe? We covered that female to male.
The Tranny
Bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding Federation.
Right. You guys don't remember that, but they actually had, and this is what they should be doing in sports. Not for nothing, because got a transgender. First of all, no transgender I know it would even think about fucking playing sports. And every time you see one, there's never one that convinces you where you're going. Get the fuck out! Wait, that was born a guy. Like they all
You can always tell a mile away.
right.
Yeah.
They look like fucking. They're not even really trannies. They're dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're fucking big. They're always fucking much
What's her-
taller, foot taller.
Joe, what the hell's her name here? The girl that lost to the guy swimming there. Fucking what the hell's her name? She's on. She's part of like Trump's cabinet and shit. But though, you know what I'm
Oh,
talking.
yeah.
Not-
Riley Gaines.
Riley Gaines. I almost called her.
She's so fucking hot, dude. Holy
Now
shit.
she was saying that dude, the swimmer dude, right?
the
She
one
was
from
saying
Penn.
he would walk naked and just let me just tell you something. He had his shit swinging, and that shit was fucking quite large. You know what I mean? Like she was like the fucking thing was huge, and he's not even like,
a gay guy. He's
Dude,
into being in the girls' locker room. It's a
That's what I-
turn on for him.
that's what I don't understand. See, that's a
They don't
fetish.
allow that.
That's a fucking fetish. These guys. It's like Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner still wants. Excuse me, Caitlyn Jenner. We got to be proper now.
Nah,
But well, his real name. Well, now he changed his name. But you know, people talk about this guy right here, right, being a fucking anti-gay, anti-trans. He's not. Do you know that Bruce Jenner said when he was cross-dressing, he would go to fucking what's his name, Trump's fucking Plaza, Trump's office and shit, because they're friends. And he said he would dress and Trump would allow him to use the woman's bathroom and dress and shit like that. So, you know, Trump is not the evil fucking guy you guys think. But the funny thing is, though, that's a fetish, because when you fucking think you're a woman but you still like, you know, everything a man likes, like you're like fucking like, yeah, I like to shoot some golf. I like to
and looking at other broads fucking naked.
You're like
in the locker room.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's it, dude. Just cross dress. But what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. It's a fucking joke. Linda McHands has a question. Does Greg like Quest cookies better than Mr. G's cookies? I love trading DMs with George the other day. He's very funny on the RX programs.
He's good.
Mr. G, I know he had the Greg cookies too, so I think you would have to say Mr. G is better.
Fucking funny. You know what he did with the Greg cookie? Do you know what he did? He came out with this cookie for me, right? Where he made it, where he took all this frosting, and it was a cookie like this big, and it had a giant bubble in it. So when you break it open, all this frosting poured out, like, you know, like the arm, like at first it wasn't.
Okay, I got it.
It was fucking funny, but but no, listen, to answer your question, Mr. G's cookies are amazing, but he made one. It was so good. It was incredible. But I actually could feel my fucking pancreas just pumping like this. I swear to God. I got sick after it. Not throwing up, but I mean, I couldn't stop the diarrhea because the thing had like 2,000 grams of sugar. You know, he'll say, "Well, I use cane sugar. It's different. I use the cane."
Yeah, but you gotta fucking the diabetes changes the game. You can't.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't eat shit like that. It's not a knock against the item. It's just a fact with the medical.
But even Dave said Dave would get a cookie this big and he'd only break little pieces off, and because those things were so dense and sure. But again, Mr. G, they tasted amazing. Yeah, but I would still go. I'm a Quest cookie guy right now. I have no desire to eat anything else, to be honest, as far as like junk goes. You know.
Mysterious UFO story. What's up, Guineas? What's up, UFO? Garrett, Greg, you talked about confidence with your 500-pound friends before. How did they develop this confidence and self-belief in themselves? Did you? Thing I struggle with. That's a great question. I know who they're talking about. And your friend, he's a very nice guy, the big guy. That's your buddy. You introduced me to. So
which one did I introduce you to, Mitch or Chris? I don't remember.
Mitch.
Okay.
Never met Chris, but you told me about Chris too.
Chris is from Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Okay, so he has that, and he's a Guinea. So he has that fucking Italian, like, you know. First of all, Italians, like Italian Americans, like mafia guys, they all give you a nickname. If you got big ears, it's Joey Ears. You know, if you got a big nose, it's Joe the Nose. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, Chris. Chris was fat Chris. You know, but he had like he was very like Guinea. He had this like confidence, like the hair. Don't touch the fucking hair, bro. You know what I mean? And he'd walk around and, hey, what the fuck, man? You know, you got to get a good slice of pizza. He drove around in a Cadillac and was cocky and got girls 500 fucking. He went 500. Geez, I hope you're not watching. 519 pounds, right? And there's no muscle there. It's just blood. I love him. I love him to death. But dude, he hurt his back and he got caught on the ground, right? And he fell on the fucking floor. His family had to call they had to call the fire department to come get him up, Joe.
Get him up. Oh, Jesus,
fire department. And I told him, bro, you got to lose some weight. You know what I mean? But he's a great guy. He's a big Jet fan, and he'll wear like a green tracksuit. You know what I'm saying, with the sneakers that match. And it's one time I was talking to, we were in a club, and I accidentally bumped my sneaker up against his, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck, bro? Come on!" He grabs a napkin, and he's wiping off the. I'm like, dude, there's no scuff there. You know what I mean? He takes the sneakers off at the end of the night, puts them back in a box, paper, puts them up and put. And I told him, bro, if you took care of your body like that, you'd win the Olympia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know,
what's his nickname? What's his nickname?
Chris. You know.
Oh, okay, all right.
I love him.
I thought it would be something, something like, sometimes it's the opposite. They'll call him Slim. You
Dude,
know?
he gets girls you wouldn't fucking believe. Hottest girls that pull up in a Cadillac and shit. You know, oh, don't touch the fucking hair. You know, he's got
Yeah.
beautiful, perfect hair. He's actually a really good looking guy, but he's, you know, he's just big and he can't, you know. And he, you know, we went over his house and his wife made that like his girlfriend at the time made that I don't know, his death by chocolate cake, you know what I mean? Where they pour like fucking bag of Snicker bars on it and all this shit.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend are sitting there. We just finished eating all this fucking, you know,
Oh, you're
pasta and
blowing
bullshit.
up,
I'm
yeah.
sitting there, I can't eat anything. And him and his girlfriend finished off that whole cake themselves. You know what I mean? They're throwing more
Yeah.
like they're opening up big little, you know, the little candy bars there, the Hershey's, the little Hershey chocolate bars.
Yeah. Like
They
the
dump a
Halloween-
whole bag of that on there. There's fucking Snicker bars on there. There's fucking, and they're sitting there eating the whole fucking thing. And I'm like,
not good,
holy
man.
Christ.
That's
And
bad.
she's one of those typical Italian chicks from Ben. He's from Bensonhurst, Joe.
Yeah,
They're
I
from
think you, I
Bensonhurst.
think you told me the block they live on wasn't far from my block at all.
I don't remember now because it's been a while, but you know,
Yeah.
I still see, you know, he's still my friend. But bro, those two fucking, even she was like 300 pounds at fucking 5'1", you know, 350 pounds. And they'd be sitting there like, and me and my girlfriend are like, I'm watching
Some
you.
people just they enjoy it. So how did he keep his self-confidence that he just didn't
Because
give a fuck?
it's all in your brain. I seen ugly motherfuckers, fat mother. Do you ever notice you can see a fat fucking bastard, right? A big fat bastard. And with the hottest fucking girl, and you're like, dude, what the fuck is she doing with that? You'll never see it. You'll never see it the other way around.
No,
a really hot dude, like a good-looking jack guy, you know, abs and shit, with a real fat fucking, you know, girl. Doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? Unless he's of a different ethnicity. Do you understand? They like fat chicks.
Oh yeah, blonde too.
I always tell my. I have a.
They like him like fucking Honey Boo Boo's mother.
Dude, I have a niece that's
Mama June.
got a big ass, and I always say to her, Ben, you're an ethnic man's dream. Let's just put it there. But you know,
I guess it's the mental
it's
attitude.
in the head. Because my other friend who's a fat bastard who's like him is more like
He's not a Gugine, Mitch. He's not a
He's
Guido.
got millions of dollars. His hair looks like he combed it with a pork chop. He looks like picture Chris Aceto.
Chris
Like
Aceto.
Chris Aceto, morbidly obese.
Oh,
He's
Jesus.
got that hair. One time he told my girlfriend, you know, hey, what do you notice? Did you ever see anything different about me today? I forgot why he said that, because he did some. I don't know. I think he had a mustache. So I think he trimmed his mustache. She goes, you took a shower? And he's like, oh my God, that's so insulting. And she goes, you know, because my girlfriend meant it because she's to God, you know, and he's like, I took a shower. I shower every day. Because he had his hair combed that day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, all right.
It's confidence, bro. You got to have it in your head. You could be an ugly motherfucker.
You gotta, I guess, also accentuate your positive. If you have something that you perceive as a negative in your life, accentuate the positives if you're trying to fix that negative. And if you got to live with that negative, like these guys, they're happy being heavy. So, all right, but stay on top of your health, though. That's the important
Joe, I know.
part.
I know guys who are nerds, got jacked, okay, and they still can't get girls. You know what? Even though they're built, girls ain't gonna go. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, they don't fucking have confidence.
Girls don't give two shits if you're jacked. They don't give two shits.
Yeah.
You can, as a matter of fact, if you look like a Nick Walker or something like that, most girls don't like that. That's too much. That's too much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's the truth, though. But the guy, it all is your fucking balls and your gift of gab. That's
right.
You know.
Hey
guys, it's my favorite show. Son of Sammy Davis. What's
Thank
up,
you,
Nick?
Son of Sammy Davis. I remember that name from a long time ago. I remember.
Yeah, he's been around. He lives up by you, Nick. Tampon Tim.
Oh, okay.
I'm way behind on these. Head in the works. Who wants to say hello? Victoria, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you're still there. Thank you. If Dave can do it, Joe can do it. I guess that's when you called me Dave. This is how far behind I am. This is a good problem. That means we have a lot of comments. I'd rather fuck Hulk Hogan when the pussy goes, he's racist, just like Lee Priest, and fuck racism. Chris, hey, Craig, what's up, man?
Hey, Craig.
Say Bruce, who trained the hardest back in the day.
You gotta be a freak.
You gotta be a freak. What's up, brother? Who trained the hardest? John Defenders, Platts, or another person?
I'd have to say Platts trained really hard, but I think defenders trained like because defenders would do like 100 sets. Platts could do like 4 or 5 sets. Yeah, defenders was crazy. You know, I trained like him. You know, it's just he was. I love John Defendis. That's my guy. You know, I mean, I know him since forever. 70s is when I started.
Yeah, he's one of the big names out for a long time. You need more Momo stories. Lionheart. Thank you, Lionheart.
Oh, I got a billion of them. Trust me.
Momo stories are always fucking gonna be told on this show. Paul Till. Hey, Greg, did you get in touch with Jimmy the Bull yesterday?
Yes, I did right after the show.
Oh, okay, so you did speak to Jimmy.
Yes,
we gotta get Jimmy on the show one of these weeks.
We do. Jimmy will come on.
Yeah,
fuck yeah, he'll come on here. He was he was upset. He didn't want to answer the fucking thing because he said he feels like Dave disrespected him. That's between him and Dave. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll work it out. Yeah,
they'll work it out. Jimmy will be mad today, and then tomorrow he'll be back to loving you. That's the way he is. But yes, I talked to him immediately after the show. I called him up.
All right. I didn't see it, so I don't know what happened, but I'm glad to hear that.
And he was in the truck, but the truck is not the reason why he's not. It's because of Dave.
All right. Well, I hope they work it out because they'll work it out. Friends. That video of the two of them working out together is infamous in this fucking crazy genre.
They've been friends for
fucking
40 years or whatever it's been.
Forever. Greg, so you're saying the key is to love yourself first, Garrett. He was the one who asked about the big
right. Yes, Garrett. If you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? Girls love, dude. Joe, do you remember, Joe, when we were younger? I don't know if they still do this now. But in Playboy magazine, right, in the centerfold, on the back of the centerfold, they had girls.
What she liked.
Right, what she liked. And it always like confidence in a man. A woman wants you to be a man.
Yeah, what do you look for in a guy, in a boyfriend? Or
confidence, not cockiness. Not cockiness. Confidence. Every girl, I don't know what girl, a girl wants you to be the man. She wants you to step up.
Yeah.
If you see one of these girls, like, and I was in a club one time with my friend, with a bunch of guys, and there was a porn star girl there, right? And my friend goes up to her, and I'm standing with my friend. Well, she came by us, and he stops her, and he says to her, "Oh my God, I just want to say you are so beautiful. Oh my God, I love everything you do. All your scenes are amazing, and this and that, the other thing." And I'm like this, and she looks at him, and she was like, "Okay, thank you. And then she just walks by, and I told him, "Bro, you look like the only schmo. Do you understand? Don't you think when you see a hot girl?" And if you sit there and say to her, "I just want to say you are really beautiful," you don't think they've heard that before? You know what I mean? You got to act like you don't give two shits, that you're on the same level with them, but you got to be a man. You don't be a prick. Walk softly, but carry a big stick.
Yeah, you can be respectful and nice, but don't be sucking her fucking toes and fucking,
Don't tell her she's beautiful. Talk about anything else. Talk about the weather or anything else. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's a really great place, you know.
Yeah, right, man. Dude, the music's banging in here. You know, would you like
any place to be, like Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Yes, definitely, Garrett. Love yourself first. Like I said, everybody has good and bad qualities about them. It might not be visual, it could be inside. I'm sure you got plenty of good fucking qualities. Accentuate and enjoy them and work on the other ones. You
could be an ugly motherfucker. It doesn't matter. You can get girls all day, all night. I have friends that are ugly, but have the fucking gift of gab, and they pull the hottest girls. I'm just telling you.
Yeah,
it's all about that.
Yep.
They don't give
Miranda Wrights. Here's why I love that fucking name. Greg's on fire today. He must have had that first cup of coffee. No, he's got.
No, he had the fucking swole that clean energy. You just saw me take it. Plus, I'm always nuts, so it doesn't matter.
Greg, what needs to be broken before it can be used? We had this question on the program the other day. I won't answer because I don't want to give it away.
The hymen? No. Where's the bell, Joe? Ring the bell. What needs to be broken before? I don't know. The package of condom, the thing you rip. So I don't.
No, it's like a kiddie riddle. It's not blue at all. It's definitely safe for work.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. You got me on that.
You want me to give it away?
Sure. I got a filthy mind, so I can't think of anything like normal.
You were close with the hymen. It's an egg.
Oh shit. Okay.
But not inside egg. The ones that Trump raised all those prices up. That terrible man. He raised those egg price. I can't even afford an egg.
The Godfather.
Oh, there's Charlie Arms. He misses you, Greg. There he
Oh,
goes.
Charlie, you're unbelievable.
Did you see Trump making fun of tranny weightlifters? I think I did see that.
Yeah,
I
because
think
they're
did
not
you see that?
trans, dude. They're guys. Did you
Yeah.
ever see what they look like? They got some are bald with a
Oh,
fucking
they
man
just-
bun or something like that.
Yeah,
And they're like fat fucking guys.
yeah, it's disgusting. Remember the Wide World of Sports with the big Russian guy with the Olympic?
Yeah. Vasily
They look like
Alexia.
him.
Vasily Alexia. Yeah.
Yeah. The agony of defeat, the thrill,
The
of victory.
and the agony of defeat.
That poor skier. Everybody in America fucking saw that
I
guy.
remember
He
that.
did like 100 somersaults. That fuck.
First, he fucking the ski snapped and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Probably broke his legs on that
Oh,
fucking
he must
landing.
have been fucked up. Greg, I like how you stick up for people in RX Muscle. I appreciate you being humble. Lionheart. Thank you.
Yeah,
Lionheart.
thank you, Lionheart.
Nice of you to
No,
say that.
dude, those guys are my boys. So I'm not gonna fucking throw them under the bus.
Yeah.
Those are my boys. We're allowed to have different views, you know. Just Joe and I
That's
have
fine.
different views on things. This is, we're, you
Yeah.
know, we're allowed to have different views. Joe likes cannolis. I don't like cannolis. You know what I'm saying?
I like fucking black cock, and Greg likes fucking Spanish cock. You know, Greg. Any stories about Pete Jim Kraus? I'm fucking that name.
Pete
up.
Grimkowski.
Thank you. Thanks for helping. Are his juice stories true from Mike James?
Yes, his true stories are true. That
I don't
guy-
know. I've heard the name, but I don't really know him.
He was one of the
I've
owners.
heard you mention him before.
He had a brother, Paul. So him and Paul were part owners with what's his name, Ed Connors of Gold's Gym.
Ah,
And
okay.
they
That's
took
where I
it
heard
over. That's when Gold's Gym became really commercial. You know, before
Were they
that,
the ones that took it to Santa Monica?
yeah, they're the ones that took all that shit.
Class.
Ken
Fun.
Sprague got it from
Ken
Joe Gold.
Yes.
and Jim Mannion wanted it and actually got pissed because Ken Sprague was his friend. They were best buddies, and
he
Sprague
outbid
took
him
it
for
out
it.
from under his name. So Mannion punched him out because Jim Mannion's actually a very tough guy. I don't know
The
if you
badass, yeah. When he was
Yeah, he's a
fucking young,
badass. He could fight.
Yeah.
And everything. Jim Mannion. And he's an old man now, but whatever. He could fight. He was a bad dude. So then Sprague sold it to Grimkowski, the two Grimkowski brothers, Paul and Pete, and Ed Connors. So I knew all three of them. Pete Grimkowski, when I knew him, was, you know, he was already a businessman. Okay. And he was, dude, he was skinny. He'd walk up to you and he had like a hard body, but skinny. Like skinny. You would never know he touched a weight ever.
Yeah.
But he was a hyper responder because when he touched the fucking Babanya, he fucking got
blew up.
huge. I mean, gigundo, to the point where he used to have to cut his sleeves because his arms were so big. He was a very big guy. He was great. He used to break my balls and tell me that I looked like Pete Siegel, who was like a head guy back then. You know, he used to write story, you know, like write for the magazines, talk about the mind and body, all this other shit.
New age.
Because he would go like, they had a picture of him like this, so they would always go, do this, and I was like, dude, I look nuts. Pete Siegel, that's how I realized I'm fucking ugly. Because Pete Siegel's an ugly motherfucker.
I
And
don't
if
know
you
what
told
he
me I
looks
look like
like.
Brad Pitt, I'd rather hear that.
Yeah.
But Pete Siegel, that's not like that's not a fucking like.
That's not a compliment, right?
Right. It was a fucking kicking my balls, but whatever.
So, all right. Now, Charlie Arms, since
Yes.
Greg never wants to give me a call, I want to come on the show sometime and say hi. Charlie, you can come on right now.
Sure, Charlie.
What
Wait,
I'm
let me
gonna
guess.
do.
Your phone's not
Uh,
working yet. Your email's a little off.
I will put the right there and put the anybody can join this show. Our show is your show. Here's who gonna close. Did you know if you sit on the toilet at 11:59 and it turns to midnight, it's the same shit, different day? Very good. Same
go.
shit, different day.
Okay.
That's true. That depends. If you can shit before the strike of midnight and wipe it up, does the wiping count?
Yeah, right.
No. I get. We'll have to maybe do
That'd
it.
be like, you know what you could tell people? I shit yesterday, but didn't wipe till today.
There you go. That would be a great one. Shit, and then wait that minute and then do it. Dizzy Willow, yo. What's up, Dizzy? Thank you
What's
for
up,
watching.
Dizzy? Thank you.
What's up, Corey Hanks? That's up, white boys. What should I do to get a thicker upper chest? I do inclines and all that, but I'm not seeing too much results. Greg will be much more fucking.
You got. I like to do more
experience after
squeezing
this.
stuff. The whole fucking. You guys got too much. You guys are stuck thinking like bench press, incline, you know, like all these heavy
Incline,
duty, like
decline,
basic
climb.
exercise.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the weight so much. Start working the pecs. and do a lot more isolation exercises. Maybe take cables, come like this, squeeze your chest like this.
Yeah.
Like you squeeze your chest. I just did a whole fucking thing. You know what, Joe? You know what? It's funny you say that, Corey, because if you go to my what the hell do you call this shit? YouTube.
YouTube.
If you go to my YouTube, I did a thing about upper chest and chest. I did it for,
all right.
Joe, do you know who I did it for? Kyle Farnsworth. Remember Kyle Farnsworth?
Yeah. The Cubs pitcher. Yeah,
because I told Joe he's going for a bodybuilding show in July.
Good for him. You talk to him?
Yeah. I'm helping him get a little, I'm not helping him to get ready, but I'm giving him little, things.
Yeah, no, I saw a picture of him on Twitter. He looks fucking outstanding.
He did the show with me and Joe Zapata. I could probably get him on here too, but I'm just saying it's a lot of isolation and squeezing. The pecs like to be squeezed. Not everybody. Some guys can just bench. I have a friend that did nothing but bench, and he had from up here to down, he had the greatest chest. You know what I mean?
It all depends on how your muscle is inside, and then when it grows, it looks.
We got red fiber, white fiber. You got distribution fiber. You got a lot more fiber. Some people have way more muscle fiber in their chest than they do, as let's say in their arms. So they got big chest and skinny arms or whatever. Everybody's different. You know what I mean? Even
how some 6-packs are separated, some are equal, some are like looks like a fucking Rubik's cube that didn't get finished. Same thing with the chest, right?
And some people got actually smaller abs, but there's 8 of them instead of 6. It's just
an 8-pack,
right? Yeah. It's a genetic thing. You know what I mean?
It's all how you are. And you don't know what it looks like inside there, the muscle fibers, until
trial and error, Corey.
Yeah, Corey, go to Gregg's channel. What is it, Gregg Valentino? I guess your name on YouTube. And check out his upper chest video that he just posted. That would be perfect.
Yeah, about 2 months ago I did it or something like that.
Yeah, just look, subscribe on his site, like all the videos, and then you get some good advice. Gregg, any advice on lifters who have a bad back and having a herniated disc? I had back surgery, my herniated disc in 22, and found out I have yet it again. Wow, Lionheart, I can relate to that. I had back surgery in 2018, L4, L5, and I don't know how you recovered from it, but I had a great recovery. And I stay away from a lot of things that hurt because I don't want to fuck up my back again. Not saying that you are doing something that you shouldn't do. Everybody's different. Maybe the surgery didn't fix it right. So you can, I just wanted to jump on that.
No, most people, Joe, you're one of the few. Everybody I know that had back surgery has to come back, and they all claim that it's the worst fucking decision. There's a kid in my gym right now saying, never should have listened to the doctor. Never should have listened to the doctor. Yeah. Most of the time, they see these fucking slip disc shit. You can possibly fix that. A lot of times it's muscle. That's what your back is, because your back is, your back is like, like blinds on a fucking window. If you pull one side, it'll go up like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why you're walking like this and shit. It's muscle. You got to, first of all, I would go and get adjustments. You know what I mean? I would use electro stim because I had a bad back my whole life. I use electro stim. My back's barking right now. It's really not my back. It's my sciatica. Me and Lee Priest are both walking around together, and we both have like fucking sciatica.
Dragging a leg.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so bad. But you got to work around it. Joe's right. The old saying, it hurts when I do this, then don't do that.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Work around it. Stretch, keep your back loose, not tight. You know what I mean? Don't worry about doing squats and all that shit, because that's the shit.
Squats and deads are going to hurt your back. If you had back surgery, do not do those. My therapist told me after the surgery, don't do squats or deadlifts anymore. And I thanked them because I fucking hated doing them. And I kind of stopped doing those before that anyway. I really didn't have to change much. But yeah, definitely. If it hurts, don't fucking do it.
Work around it. Around it.
Back injuries are shit, man. They're a cock. I have the surgeon that I used. I know 2 other guys that had surgeries by him, and they all worked out well before I did mine. So I kind of had, I guess it was also the way the procedure was done, and I've just taken care of it. And it's, listen, does it have its days where it hurts? If I'm on my feet, yeah, it fucking hurts like a cocksucker sometimes. But in the gym, I tend not to feel it too bad because like I said, if I'm doing something that fucking bothers me, I stop the set immediately and go to something else.
But do you know why you don't feel it in the gym as much? Because you're loosening it up. When you work out, you're loosening up. Your muscles are loose. It's after later on when you get home from the gym and you're laying around, you get up,
Sitting
you're like,
around.
oh my God. I'm
Starts to
sick.
fucking
Because it's
cramp almost.
muscle. Most of the time it's muscle. So just whatever you do, try to fucking work around it. Don't go seeing another doctor. No more surgeries. That's not going to do it for you.
Yeah.
Work around it. Try to fucking see what you can do. Go to a physical therapist as well as a chiropractor. They'll loosen up that area, and you have to just be conscious of it. But you don't keep needing surgery. Joe, you're one of the few people I've ever met that's gotten that surgery. That
I was hesitant for years, and then, like I said, two of my buddies in the gym went to this guy. One guy had 2 surgeries by him, and they swore by him. It's out.
Yeah,
in
see,
Long
most
Island.
people don't like the surgeries. They all tell me, "Oh, if I had it to do over again."
Yeah, you know what? I guess I should consider myself lucky because I've heard so many of those stories too. Lionheart, if you want to shoot me an email, joe@musclesportmag.com. I don't know where you live, but I'll give you this guy's info. He's in Long Island, and I had the surgery in Manhattan. He has an office in Manhattan as well at the Hospital for Special Surgery, HSS. I had it, and the food there was fucking terrific, by the way. So that was good. Greg, do you know why Amin has been MIA on the after hours for the last 4 shows? Who would have cost?
I'm not sure. I think they were telling me that he was going through like a lot of pretrial bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I think his mind is on that stuff. You know,
I can totally understand. That's got to be a tough thing. I wish him all the best. Of
me
course,
too. He's a good guy. If you guys knew him in person, he's a good guy.
He's been on my show a few times on Instagram. He's always very pleasant and everything. And I
He's
wish
a good guy.
well. Yeah,
I like him.
Juggernauts. What's up,
Juggernauts.
Juggernauts? Trump keeps winning and the lefties can't take it.
It's
You're
unbelievable.
going to win so much, Mr. Trump. Please, we don't want to win anymore.
It's so true, though. It's so true. What's
There's
that?
my Trump button.
Oh,
My
your
wife
Trump
got me that.
Yeah.
Charlie Holmes is at dialysis right now.
Yeah.
Next week, for
Okay.
sure, Greg.
Okay, we'll be waiting, Charlie.
Last question for Greg. Lionheart, Greg loves answering questions. You can ask questions.
Yeah, that's what
It's
we're.
all about. Whatever
This
you
is
guys
your
wanna
show,
talk
guys.
about.
You can ask whatever you want to know.
We don't fucking prep, you know.
Right.
I've been on test internet for a while. Financially, I can only inject once a week, 500. That's plenty. If we're internet, that'll last
That's
10
pretty
days.
fucking good, bro.
I know 500 milligrams. I know most people say do twice a week. Is it okay what I'm doing?
Yes.
That's a long-acting ester. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wait, Lionheart's not the one with the bad back. That was Corey, right? Or is it Lionheart? Who had the bad back? It's not him.
Lionheart has the bad back.
Okay, that has nothing to do with your back. One has nothing to do with the others. You have to learn how to get your back loosened up. You got to. The first thing you got to do is go to somewhere where you can go to a chiropractor and then leave his office and go home, and you have your wife snap your back. You'll snap again. It goes right back out. You understand?
Yeah. You walk out of it feeling great, but then within an hour, sometimes
right.
You feel like
I
you didn't
use
do anything.
Stim. You can get the machines. They're cheap.
Yeah.
You can get them off of fucking.
We had that in therapy. I had after the surgery, we did the stem with the thing.
Right, because
I used to cheat and slip it on my balls.
Oh my god! I don't know how you can do that. The electrostim will actually break up spasm that you have. It's not like Joe just hit the nail on the head when Joe said, when I go to the gym, it's he seems it doesn't really bother him. It's loosened up because it's.
I didn't even realize I was saying your point.
It's muscle. Yeah. If you had a fucking broken bone or like if you had a fucking bad slip disc and you go to the gym and train, it's gonna get worse, not better. You understand? Yeah. These doctors are full of shit. You can pop that disc can be pretty much snapped back in or fucking fixed if you fucking train correctly. The muscle has to. It's muscle. That's what it is. You're having terrible muscle spasms. And that's why you can't walk. You have to find a way around it. Go see a physical therapist. Those guys can loosen you up like you don't know. Maybe a good masseuse too. Start, maybe take a little bit of a leave or a muscle relaxer. Once you get it normal, you have to keep it normal. Do you understand? It's almost like you close the door and now you got to keep it closed. You understand? Yep. It's like that. But the testosterone you're doing is fine. You're doing more
than tests, once a week, 500 milligrams is a lot. Just break it up into 2 shots. Do half a cc each, or I don't know how much. You probably got to. You have a 250 and you're doing like a double dose on it.
See, that's the thing.
Essenate will last. You don't need to break it up because the ester it's long lasting. You can go 10 days easy with that.
That's the only thing, Joe, that sketches me what he just said. Because it's not 500 milligrams. It is really, you're getting it from the street then. There's no such thing as 250.
No,
250,
there
you
is.
know,
Yeah,
that not if you go to a pharmacy. It's either
200.
200 or 100. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You're not getting, you know, so you're
It
getting
could be a
straight,
home brew, and sometimes they just,
and it could
sometimes
be a home with
you
nothing
take
in it.
it with a grain of salt. Then,
Right.
Nick wants to see if he can stump you, Greg. What is the only Major League Baseball stadium that is on an island? Now, is it in use right now, Nick? I have to ask the question myself.
Wait, the only one that's on an island. You're not going to do one of those Long Island. No. Okay, wait. So the only major league stadium on my brain is it San Francisco, Joe? Is it San Francisco, little like off of, because I think that
Bay thing,
with the
like,
Bay thing, that's why guys hit balls into the Bay. Holy shit. Hold on, I gotta pee one sec. I'm taking Jardians, Joe. It's a new drug. I don't know if you know about Jardian. Dude, I pee fucking it's the part. 1 second. It
go
feels
pee.
like an old man prostrate, and the fact that you cannot hold it. It's Jordan's makes you urinate like. I'll be right there. 10 seconds. Joe, check the Giant Stadium.
Giants. Now, Nick, I'm gonna ask: is it a stadium that is not in use this year? Because I'm thinking of Tampa Bay, the Trop, because it's kind of over that bridge, and there's only one way in and one way out. So I'm thinking it's that. So my answer, Greg is saying McCovey Cove there, the Giants. And it's a Giant fan there, Mikey. Yeah. And I'm going to say Tampa Bay. So let me know. Daniel Zayas, ready to check out the Ghost. Ooh. Ah, yes. The cover feature has been laid out. The cover has been mocked up. The issue is going to come together very soon. I plan on getting this fucking thing done by the end of May and get it to the beginning of June to the printer. So any of you guys that are subscribers, you should get it good in June. So
Greg was just working on that column too, by the way, this morning.
Oh yeah, no, you got time. Just get it to me by that date if you can. And if you need a few extra days,
No, I'll have it to you. What you said, like the 20th or so, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's fine. So
Now,
Daniel's ready to check out the Ghost Story. I told Nick to give us my guess was Tampa Bay.
But let me ask you a question, Joe. Here we go.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is right now, they're playing in Steinbrenner Stadium, remember, because their stadium got destroyed.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said, is it a question of a stadium that's being used this year, or is it just
right?
Considered their stadium? But I think it's over a bridge, and that's why people complain about it, because it's a pain in the ass to get in and out, even though they don't draw flies even there. Fuck doctors. I don't know about America, but there's a big trend or mentality amongst Danish doctors. While their ego is too big, they're afraid to simply say, I don't know, to an issue. So instead, they will come up with something just to sound smart, even if it's bullshit. Yeah, I guess it depends on the doctor. A lot of doctors want to, they don't want to look like they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, man. You don't want to hear an I don't know. You don't
want to hear an I don't know.
You don't want to hear an I don't know.
Sometimes you got to send them to a specialist then.
But I can tell you this. Do your own due diligence, no matter what it is. Even if they tell you you have diabetes or you have this or you have that, even if it's something really bad, do your own due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Because it's you, and you can't just rely on doctors. They're fucking they're shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not always listen. They're not always right.
They're one way. Listen, let me explain it to you this way. In New York here, if I want to go to New York, right down to the heart of Manhattan, I could take either the Sawmill, I could take the fucking Sprain, I could take the Bronx River, I could go fucking bunch of different ways, okay? Cross county, you know what I mean? All of that shit. I could take any of those roads right into the Midtown Manhattan. But let's say I'm a doctor. We only go this way, okay? We only go to the Sprain to the Bronx River. That's the way we go. Okay?
That's the doctor's
so now
way.
Right. So now if there's a tree across the road on the Sprain, the doctor will be like, well, we can't go because that's the way we go. And I say, but wait a minute, go to Sawmill and get on the Henry Hudson. No, we don't go that way. We only go to Sprain. So what I'm saying to you is sometimes there's different avenues that like for instance, my father was a diabetic. Okay. There you go. So I was given a milk thistle, right? So my father goes to the doctor. He's thick at a guinea. The doctor tells him, wow, I don't know what you're doing, bro, but your numbers are getting much better. And my father goes, oh, that's because my son has me on his milk thistle stuff. And the doctor said, I know a lot about it. I hear a lot of good stuff about that. We've had other patients and their numbers get better, but that's not our avenue. We don't go that way. We just do the medicine way. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we only go this way.
Stupid,
we don't do it.
right?
So my father, the stupid guinea bastard, one day I'm in his fucking room, right? And I'm looking through his shit and I'm like, dude, what is this? All these bottles I bought of the milk thistle. They're not open. Why? And he goes to me, well, the doctor said, the doctor said they work pretty good on me, and then, I'm doing good. I said, but you don't stop taking it. It's working good. That doesn't mean he thought, oh, I'm cured now. You understand? But the bottom line is this. Milk thistle works. If you take a lot of milk thistle and some liver enzymes, and Elite Priest, we both take Live 52, you do those things, and you'd be shocked it can help a bad liver. It's not going to cure it, but it can help. Okay?
So milk thistle helps your diabetic sugar.
Well, you gotta remember, my father. That's what killed my father. Basically, it was the fact that he didn't take care of his diabetes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he ate whatever the fuck he wanted, and he had to have a dessert with everything. And he wasn't fat. He just was.
No, he was in good shape. Your father.
Yeah, he's the thick-headed guinea.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the liver. What happens is, diabetes, if you don't eat right, puts a strain on your liver, okay? Because that's where the glucose and all that shit, that's what releases sugar into your body.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is that you start going into liver cirrhosis. Once you go into cirrhosis, then the next, then first you go into like a fatty liver, bloated liver.
Yeah.
Then you go into cirrhosis. Once that happens, you're in trouble. You know what I mean? Because cirrhosis you can't come back from. You know what I mean? The liver can regenerate itself.
Yeah.
But if it's dead. It's not going to be, you can't, once something's dead, it can't come back to life. You understand?
How fucked up is that? Your father never had a sip of alcohol, but he had a fucking cirrhosis of the liver because of the fucking diabetes.
They asked me.
Fucking, that's just
my
like.
My father never even tasted alcohol, just like I never tasted
Well, that's why you're the way you are.
Right, because I idolize my father. And the thing is that they, first thing he asked is, see you a big drinker? And I said, nope, never drank in his life.
And the doctor was probably thinking you were bullshitting.
Well, he abused it. My father would eat Special K in the morning, right? We used to say my father was like Rambo. He'll eat things like would make a Billy go
Billy go puke.
Right. He would take if he found an old can of ragu. First of all, no self-respecting Italian eats that shit. But my mother's dead, so he don't know what to do. He's not gonna sit there and make the gravy. So he would have ragu. He'd find a fucking old can of ragu. He'd open it up like this. It's been in the fucking refrigerator for like a year, and it's got moss growing on the top. He'll go scoop the moss off like this and throw it on the bread. And then you know what else he was known for doing? He would buy milk, right? He'd forget that he bought it to get a new one, and then he'd forget about the old one. So once he runs out, he'll run out of the new one, right? And oh shit, there's another one. And he'll turn it and pour it, and it's like cottage cheese coming out, right? And he would put that. My father made coffee every morning, but he never drank coffee. I never drank coffee either. Yeah. He never drank coffee. He would put it on he ate a Special K, which is junk. Special K is junk food.
Yeah.
But he would put and I'd say to him, dude, stop. You get that's cottage cheese, bro. Now it's coming out of there. And he goes, I got to have something in there, right? I can't just have a black corn. I got to have, it's going on my cornflakes. I won't taste it anyway. Not a thick-headed guinea thing.
He get sick from that, though, right? Didn't he get a stomach? Fucking
no, he didn't he didn't care. He was like Rambo. I guess his stomach was used to that shit. Bro, he would fucking then take the fucking pink Sweet and Low, Joe, which is like fucking barbaric.
Horrible for you.
I tell him, here, I got Splendors. Use that. No, I like the Sweet and Low. Just leave me alone. And he put that shit. So he's eating fucking corn. Basically, they're cornflakes, especially. And then after that, he'd have to have like a big piece of like cake, like what was the shitty crumb cake he used to eat,
Yeah.
Sometimes he'd throw that too in the cereal, or Townhouse crackers, he'd throw that in the cereal, So no matter what he ate, he had to have a dessert afterwards.
Yeah.
Dude, I seen that motherfucker, God rest his soul. I seen him sit there one time. I can't remember if it was a steak or a hamburger. I think it was a steak. And he was like cooking on a grill. This is when I was younger, right? And it was a fly. And it lands on the fucking steak. So he takes the spatula and he goes like this. Right? So he kills it. He wipes it off. And he's like, you want the steak? And I'm like, I ain't eating that, bro. No. I don't give a fuck. I ain't eating it. And he's like, what the hell? Come on, it's cooked. It's not going to get it. It's some flies. You don't think flies land on your food? So he ate it. He don't care. He
He
doesn't.
didn't give a fuck.
Dude, I get my girlfriend. She's taking a nap. But dude, that son of a bitch would sit outside on a side house. He read. You know that. I think you know. He used to read a book a day.
Yeah.
He would sit there in this beehive over there, and the fucking yellow jackets. Not even bees. Yellow. They're motherfuckers. And they're flying, and it'll land on his head, and he'd grab it like this, or they fly right in midair. He'd grab it with his hands and just throw it on the ground, and wouldn't even stop. He didn't care. He'd get stung. Sometimes he'd be like, "I you son of a bitch." This son of a bitch, he stung me. God damn it. He'd throw it on. And I said, well, you're sitting there. Go sit. This is fucking, we got an acre of property. Go sit somewhere else. What the fuck? You're sitting under the beehives right there. Go,
It's getting shade from it. It was so big. It was tough. It's like an umbrella.
He didn't care. I mean, I knocked that beehive down. I went, drove my car, and I shot it with spray, and I threw a brick at it, and I got stung. Yeah. I jumped in the car, and they're so fast. They stung me on the back.
Oh yeah, I've gotten them, and I found the fucking nest like by the house, like by the fucking the siding. They make that fucking looks like
paper.
It's fucking disgusting. I was getting it, and all of a sudden one fucking guy bit me fucking right on my nose. Like I need my nose to get.
It'd be twice the size. Yeah.
Doug Bryan, what back surgery did you get, Joe? I had an L4, L5 fusion back in 18, and thankfully it worked. Lionheart had microdiscectomy surgery on my L5. They took out significant disc material and told me they can only do it one more time on that same disc before I have to do a fusion. Okay. Well, you got to be careful, because what happens is, even like what my guy said, was because the L4 and L5 are now connected with the two screws,
right?
The discs above them are going to take the brunt, because the other ones aren't, they can't move. They're fused. So the ones above them might get weak over the years. So far, I mean, it's been 7 years now.
You got to watch.
Soon it'll be 7. So far, so good.
Yeah, Joe's lucky, because most people cannot fucking, I'm telling you, they can't. The back, all my friends that have had back surgery all complain about it.
Why did I do it? I've heard it myself.
Yeah.
This fucking surgeon I got, man, he's a fucking eccentric older guy, but knows how to fix fucking backs. Terrible bedside manner, kind of goofy and shit, but he knows what he's doing when he fucking puts those screws in. How old was Greg when his arms didn't explode, Arlene? You know that. You've been watching this.
They didn't really explode. That's all bullshit.
How did you get to the hospital before you bled out? Well, everybody saw the fucking TLC special.
Yeah, none of that shit's true. That's true. That was, but when all that shit happened was like 2000. It was a long time ago.
That was old, yeah, because you could see the date. Remember the timestamps on when you had.
Yeah, it was 2000. I got what you would call it was a hematoma, and I drained it of blood. It wasn't no pus or any of that shit. Yeah, and it was from getting hit. My son hit me with a bat. He was only 9 years old at the time. And my son's 35.
Playing Little League, coaching.
Right. Joe, you remember? Did Jimmy play Little League at all?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You stand there and you throw the. Was you doing like the self hitting?
What happened was, I would stand behind. Remember when he was really little? They'd have the catcher, the kid with all the fucking, and come over. It was oversized, you know what I'm saying? And he'd sit there, and the coach would throw some balls, and the catcher could never catch. So I'd stand behind him. I'd either give the kid the ball or I'd throw it back to the pitcher.
Speed things up. Yeah, right. Of course.
So that's what happened, basically. I was standing behind him. My son was a moose. He was like the best hitter on the team by far. But this back when, remember when McGuire and they were going for that fucking thing. And they used to call my son, he actually went to a camp where Clay Bellinger, Cody Bellinger's father.
Yeah. Yep.
He went, right. So Clay Bellinger's father used to would go to this camp, like with the kids. Yeah. And my son, he actually called my son Babe McGuire, because my son was like this stocky fucking kid. He looked like Babe Ruth, and then and then he was hitting shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he let go of the bat. He used to have a trouble, like it was not a bat flip, but he would let go of the bat. But he didn't let go of the bat. Most kids, when they let go of the bat, they can let it go out like this. There are some guys who swing around and it goes behind, and it hit me here. like right here, but the whole arm blew up. It wasn't just it. Both arms didn't look like there was a balloon.
Yeah, no, you remember
Right.
the
And
thing,
then
yeah.
everybody sees that picture and they're like, synthol,
Oh,
synthol abuse.
gosh.
You know what I mean?
Infection. Oh,
Infection. He almost died. You know?
Charlie Arms is going to retell one of your favorite stories from back in the day 1 week from today.
Yeah, I'll bet he is.
Massage with a happy ending. Yes. Yes.
That's
Get your
funny.
nails done at the same time, some of these places. If your patients have to prepare lies before going into a doctor consultation, then you know you failed as a doctor. Danish doctors are the worst. We'll take your word for it. Is it the socialized medicine that's making them not give a shit because they're not really getting a lot from the government? It doesn't give them an excuse. I'm not excusing them. If the doctor's an asshole, he's an asshole. But if they're getting a little, jerked off,
Socialized medicine's bad, bro. That's really fucking bad. It's not good. You know, people up in Canada sometimes get, if you have an ailment, sometimes they gotta wait like 6 months and shit just
they
to get to
fucking
see a
die.
doctor.
They're on the
Yeah,
list.
I mean it's ridiculous. You don't want that. That's all
Yep.
bullshit.
Thanks for the advice, Lionheart. Lionheart, let us know how it turns out.
Right,
whatever.
Lionheart, you got to work. You need to do your own due diligence. Work on your own back. Don't do. First of all, you got to get it out of trauma. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's in serious trauma right now. So get it out of trauma. How do you get it out of trauma? Very simple. Do some electrostim, loosen it back up, keep it that way. Maybe take a few like a leaves or something to get you so we are out of that pain and where you're no longer stiff, walking with your ass out and shit like that. And then you got to try to keep out. Go see a physical therapist. They'll rub you down, break you down, like really help you a lot. Way more than I would see a chiropractor too, just because I like to hit from all angles. But they're way better than chiropractors.
Yep. City Field. We were both wrong. It's an island. Is it what, like Jamaica Bay Island? I guess it would be.
Joe, City Field's a fucking island.
I never knew that. Wow. And Nick is he knows his shit. So I'm gonna take him at his word, and then wow, we both were wrong. I was thinking Tampa Bay. What story is that, Charlie Arms? It's about when I knocked out Joe Piscopo for disrespecting my gym. Craig Velasquez. Did Charlie Arms knock out Joe Piscopo back in the day?
No, that's not Charlie Arms. Joe Piscopo, Charlie Arms, Joe Piscopo didn't train at the fucking gym. No way.
Joe from New Jersey. I'd rather hear an I don't know than a full-on lie, though. I guess it could go either way. Both answers are going to not be great. That's crazy, Charlie. I wonder what he did. He told a bad joke, maybe. No, he's actually still pretty funny, Joe Piscopo.
Joe Piscopo at one time was really into bodybuilding. Joe, do you remember that? I think he was even on the cover
Muscle and Fitness cover with Betty Weeder.
Yes, he was
on the
very much into
motorcycle.
bodybuilding.
Remember, he's doing the pose.
Yes.
With Betty Hosner, I believe was her maiden name. She was a fucking beautiful, even into her fucking later years. Betty Weeder was beautiful looking.
Oh yeah, she had some body on her.
Bro, she was one of the top models in the 50s. I mean, she was
she had that. Yeah, she had that fucking like 20-inch waist. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, she hourglass design, right?
Giant chesticles. It really big.
Joe was playing up with that.
Oh,
he wasn't exactly fucking Marlon Brando there, and
no, he wasn't.
Named Desire.
But his wallet was Marlon Brando.
Oh, yeah, right.
They had kids. All you guys said, Joe was gay. He's not gay.
Not gay.
Just because he has the Arnold, Brenda Crusher Arnold. It's just like people talk shit about Steve Blackman and everything. They're not. No.
Gay.
They're not gay. It's on the contrary. They're womanizers. Joe Weider's the first one to put women in the magazines and all in the fitness.
Yep. Annie Barker. What's up, Annie? She's a regular watching the show. Thank you for watching, as always, Annie. Who are some of the hottest bodybuilding fitness women of all time in your minds? Love the show. Thank you, Annie.
Well, I love Gladys.
Well, I know who Greg's going to say.
Gladys Portuguese. And if you're talking about ass, you know who I'm going to say. Jamie Easton. The ass-wise, just ass. I'm not
Jamie Easton.
Right.
Yep.
I'm not a blonde. There's a lot of girls.
Who still is really hot?
Dana Lynn Bailey. Who?
Yes, Dana Lynn Bailey's amazing looking, by the way.
Very
Sharon Bruneau is still fucking amazingly hot. I interviewed her at the Olympia in 22. I was hanging out with Troy Moore. You know Troy well from
I know Troy very well. He's a great guy.
Yeah. And Sharon was there, and we did a really cool interview, and she is a real cool fucking chick who still looks beautiful, and she's not one of these made up crazy
No, she's not.
surgery. She's fucking dynamite in person.
Now I gotta tell you something. Sharon Bruneau she walks with her feet out. She has like a little bit of a duck walk when she walks. and the other thing is, I was talking to her one time, and she was going for a show, and she had just eaten a can of tuna, and her breath was fucking knocking me out. I
remember this from the article. Yeah,
I had hair at the time, so my hair was backwards like this. I was like, my God, you're beautiful, but Jesus Christ, it smells like low tide at fucking Sheepshead Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get a search for something, baby.
I was like, holy Christ. And she had just eaten, she was still doing like,
Oh,
so, you know, I was talking with her and I'm like, whoo, my God.
It's a tough one.
Dude, eating canned, like tuna out of the can, you know what I mean? And then like,
back in when she was competing and shit, they eat the fucking
she was very pretty, and she's kind of tall too, Joe. You know, she
is, and she wasn't really wearing heels as far as I remember. But I there's so many I like. Heather Armbrust is my favorite bodybuilder. Corey Everson, fucking just oh God,
Lori Bowen Rice, all those old school girls
Rice,
were really cute.
The original early 80s lineups that was Miss Olympias with McLeish and all of them, Rachel McLeish.
Oh yeah, Joe, today if you see a lot of these bikini girls up close, a lot of them are fucking hard looking and their skin's bad and everything.
Especially contest time. Meet the Olympians and shit. When I'm interviewing them the night before the show and they're all fucking,
and then they got that voice. Hey Joe, how are you? Yeah, well,
I did 18 weeks. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. Greg, I take milk thistle, finasteride, Tutka, NAC, plus tons of other vitamins.
Me too. Mr. Wonderful, I take everything there except the finasteride. I don't take that. But I do take milk thistle, I take Tutka, and I take NAC. I got it all here. And add Live 52 to that.
Any news on the Pope? I mean, regarding his political views, and maybe he's going to be a Pope who just shuts up political things. That'll be refreshing. From your mouth to God's ears, and with the Pope, no pun intended. I hope he stays out of the politics. Just be the Pope. I know his brother. They interviewed his brother, and his brother said that he finds Trump's immigration policies very disturbing. Now, I hope that was fake news because. I mean, I don't know. All I know about him is that he's American. He was at the 2005 World Series. He's a White Sox fan, and they found the video of him at the World Series. I haven't heard him say anything political, so I'm hoping that he does just.
I'm not really crazy about popes. They're not really. I'm a Catholic because I was born in. Like I said, I was born into the Yankees. You know what I mean? Being a Yankee fan, I did. My father was a Yankee. But I'm saying it's the same thing. I was born into Catholicism. I'm very religious, spiritual. I wear rosary beads. I say the rosary. I believe in Jesus, all that. But I don't necessarily, I don't know if I believe in no priest. I don't need to confess my sins to no priest. God already knows the bullshit I do. And I don't know if I believe in a pope. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's. I just hope they stick to the story.
I hope so too. When they start that fucking getting too involved in politics, they're not. They're not supposed to be involved in politics. It's just wrong.
No, I agree 100%. Chris Miller, Chris with 2 S's. Greg, love your TLC movie. Whatever happened to your co-star Steve Mahalik? He seemed like a real wild man. Can't find him on social media. Any stories about him? I guess he didn't hear what happened to Steve Mahalik.
Steve Mahalik is dead.
Let's be honest. He committed suicide.
He committed suicide. He went
years ago.
I went to his wife's house and said, I'm going to show you something you and the kids are never going to forget. Right in front of kids and boom.
Yeah. I won't talk bad about that. He was a terrible thing.
Very crazy shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I dealt with him later in his life when he was running at Mr. and Mrs. Jones Beach with Dan Lurie.
Oh God,
Steve was really. It was 09 and 10. Steve and Dan were both really cool. I love the pictures. I have the Muscle Sport, the first banner.
I know Dan. I got pictures of me and Dan.
Yeah, so Dan, I had the opportunity to work with Dan and Steve actually wrote an article, I think, in the first issue, the one right here that you're on with the blue. I think Steve's story is in that one. I actually got him to write a story for us when we first started the magazine in '09. I was very sad to hear what happened to him.
Yeah.
I just it's I won't throw shade on him because that's not my business. Not
Yeah, me
fair.
neither. I'm not gonna get
I
it.
wouldn't. I don't like the way it ended for him. It was awful how he did that, and I'll just leave it at that.
He was a tortured person, I think. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, he went from being, Dr. Steve with the juice to being anti-steroids and whatever. That's fine. Everybody can change your fucking mind, down the road at a certain point.
Yeah.
But
I
he
guess-
was, he had that really bad car accident and shit.
Oh
with the-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with the
He
Corvette
was an
and stuff.
artist. He was an artist, a commercial artist, like my
Ah,
father.
really?
Yeah,
He
that was his
uh,
profession.
Yeah,
And
he's
then-
a legend in our sport, and regardless of the way it ended, you can't take his accomplishments away from him. Hugo de Claus, don't you, as fellow relatively short guys, love it when we finally stand in the line in the supermarket and there's somebody shorter than you? Yes,
Of course.
I love it, but I'm
Hey.
182, which I think is 5'11". You are so you're a tall fella, Hugo de Claus.
Yeah,
You're
we like it
tall
when
from
somebody
the
looks
water.
up our nose instead of everybody. We have to look up
Yes.
everybody else. You know what the worst is? When I'm at a fucking expo and everybody's mouth is right here, and all I do is smell their fucking rotten breath and shit.
Oh, but
You try to walk by
I
people.
remember when we were at the expo in 13 for MD and the midget wrestlers. In
Oh,
the video,
yes.
you go, I finally don't feel short or whatever. You
I
said.
went in, I got on my knees in the middle of them, and they started
All the
choking me
midgets.
out.
That it was like something out of the Wizard of Oz. That was great. That
That was
fucking
great. They
video.
were fun.
Yeah, that
Hey.
was a fun little group of guys. That
I have that picture on my Instagram. If you go on my Instagram, you're gonna have to scroll down. But if you go to my Instagram, you see that there was like 20 of them. Remember? And they
Yeah.
started choking me and shit because I got on my knees. I was like, and they were like, and I was like,
Finally,
ah,
I feel tall or something. You said something
yeah,
like
I
that.
feel tall. And they all look at me, and then they jumped on me and started choking me.
Yeah.
No kidding around. It was fun.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, no, it was a good goof. You're 6 feet tall. Jesus, Christmas. Hugo de Claus
Wow,
is a
there you go.
tall. I am 5'5", as Greg would say. I'm 5'9" on a good day, right?
I wish I was 5'9" on a good day. I'm 5'6" on a good day.
What is one quality you two look for in a woman who is dating your sons? Your son's married.
My son's married.
Yeah, my son is single, but I guess when your son was dating, or I guess one quality you two look for, Italian. Because that Italian, because that already makes sure the other parts checked off too. Then
No, you know what it is? You want the girl to, I think, it's your son's business, whatever she looks like. Right?
yeah,
So I don't care, she doesn't have to be like Pam Anderson or nothing. But the one thing you do want is make sure that she's going to be good to your son and not be a cheater and all that. kind of shit.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not like seeing your kids suffer. You want somebody like my son's got a great wife. I mean, she actually made my son. My son used to party a lot when he was young. He was in a band. He was a guitar player. He actually wrote songs, played in, and shit. And then she was like,
she settled him down.
Right, because she had a boyfriend who died before him of drugs, a drug overdose. So she took my son's little Oxycontins and his fucking marijuana, and she went, "Come here, I got to talk to you." She said, "What do you want, me or that?" And he's like, "I want you." And she said, "Okay." And she took the fucking bags and she dumped them right in the toilet in front of him and flushed it. And he sat there like this. And,
Fuck!
and she told him,
in retrospect, it was the right fucking
right.
move.
And she told him, if I fucking catch you with one of these things, at the time he was working in a parking lot, like valet shit. Then, he changed his whole life. And now look at him. He's, he graduated from fucking
the army.
He's Army intelligence. Did the intel for Barack Obama on Kim Jong-un. They put him through college. He was magna cum laude from fucking Albany University, which is a good school. And then now he's NSA intelligence, digital forensics. He got 200 people under him. That's why he doesn't want to have kids. I mean, the fucking kid's been married 12 years,
Yeah,
he
I've
hasn't
been
had a
married
kid.
a while. That's right.
Yeah, he's 35 years old.
Pictures from the wedding. It's that long, 12
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
Wow.
35 years old, bro.
I agree with Greg. Just make sure she's not a fucking.
You want it
whore.
to be good. You, Joe, you don't care what she looks like. I mean, you wouldn't mind, obviously, look at my son's girl. But forget that. You just want to make sure that she doesn't break your son's heart. fucking, she gives him a good life. They have to look. You need a girl that fills your gaps. Remember
Yeah.
Rocky when he was talking to Luke Gazzo there or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Remember it said,
Mr. Gazzo.
she
Yeah.
fills my gaps. You know,
Yeah.
we fill each other's gaps, and that's the way it's got to be. Like this.
Yeah. The pet shop name, as Mickey called women weekend legs.
Women weekend legs.
Queens and Brooklyn is technically an island. He does have a point there. Yes. All right.
It is an island, but
It's a real legit question. Loho,
Okay.
welcome back, Loho. You were here last week. Scott Wilson was a great bodybuilder
Yes.
in the 70s and 80s. I don't know Scott Wilson. Who is that? Do you know
Yeah,
who that is?
Joe, you don't remember Scott Wilson?
I don't, not by the name. Maybe if I saw
Maybe if you Google it, look on your phone or something. Yeah, he was really good
Scott
bodybuilder,
Wilson.
bro.
That's
He was a really good body. He had some shoulder length on him and everything. I seen him pictures wide like this. He's good. Yeah, he's dead now.
it's such a probably a very common.
Yeah, but Joe, he was on the cover of Muscle and Fitness and shit.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, if you look
Scott?
Scott Wilson, the bodybuilder. Yeah, I'm sure there's too many Scott
Charlie
Wilsons.
Wilson's war. Scott
It's
Wilson
Charlie Wilson's
bodybuilder.
son. It's
Oh, I know who this guy is now.
You
Yeah.
remember him?
Yes, I remember. I didn't realize the name, but I remember seeing him.
His
all
face,
over
right. Scott
Yeah,
Wilson.
great fucking. He has a good vacuum pose in here. I remember him in the Muscle and Fitness magazine.
He was a big guy.
Yeah.
I seen him in person. So yes, Loho, he's very good.
Yeah, so that's
He-
pretty cool.
Yeah, he passed away.
He did? Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
too bad. That's not cool. Annie, first time I saw a word of Gregg was when he was in the video with Dana Lynn Bailey and Seth Feroce during an isolated fitness seminar in 2010. Glad you shouted her out now. Yeah, remember when she was known as the isolated fitness girl?
The isolated girl. The isolated.
You
girl.
had the picture by her ass from the Arnold.
Yeah, I got a few of them by her
Yep.
ass. Listen, we
Yeah.
know Dana Lynn Bailey a long time before she was like, she went for that Miss Olympia
Superstar.
stuff. Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's. Remember, Joe? One time we did a little thing here at the house, and we were talking about that, and I said, if you saw Dana Lynn Bailey up close,
Yeah.
in her face, like I've been this, like this with her, and she is one really pretty girl. I mean, that girl has
Fucking
nice
dynamite.
features, white fucking teeth, beautiful eyes, nice nose. I mean, like everything about her. She's a very pretty girl. If she
Fucking
changed
gorgeous.
that hairdo, and the hairdo don't matter. You can shave her head. She'd
I
still
think
a
it looks
pretty girl.
good on. I think she looks cool with it.
Yeah,
though.
that's her
It's
moniker.
her thing. Yeah.
Right.
Her and her husband Rob. I've interviewed
Rob's a
them a
nice
few
kid, yeah.
times. He's a big fucking dude, and he's into heavy metal and shit. He plays in a real metal band. They have fucking CDs out and shit. I've interviewed them twice. I think last year at the Olympia was the last time before that. I've been trying to get them for a cover. You know, it was fucked up. I interviewed them a couple of years ago. I forget where it was, on Arnold or in Olympia. And I said, I saw the two of them on, we were watching House Hunters, my wife and I. She likes those house programs.
Oh,
And all
my
of a
God,
sudden,
my
Dana
girlfriend-
Lynn Bailey and Rob Bailey are on. I go, oh shit. I go, these two, my wife could see that she was jacked. I go, she's big, like one of the biggest names in our industry. So I was interviewing them when we were talking about the House Hunters thing. And they would basically say it's a reality show, but a lot of it's scripted and all of that. I said,
It
I
is.
figured
All
that.
that shit's good.
But I was like, I want the two of you for a cover. I said, I think the old style of the magazines with the Sean Ray and Corey Everson covers, those were great, right? Muscle Fitness used to do them all the time.
Absolutely.
Bob, what's his name? Kennedy with Muscle Mag all the time.
Absolutely.
So I said, I want to do like a throwback kind of cover with the two of yous. And they're like, oh, here's our PR guy. Talk to him. And I got his info, and he writes me back, and he goes, I think your stuff's a little too, edgy for us. And I'm like, the fuck does that mean? I go, I'm going to interview them. I'm not going to put words
Yeah,
in
but
there.
Joe, the minute they say to you, speak to our PR guy, that means, they have an agent, and that means everything you have to go through, they have to go through him. You know what I'm saying? And then they're
Yep.
going to say to you how much money you're going to pay them for the cover and all this shit. Like that kind of shit. So fuck that.
My usual, nothing, right?
But I tell you
Senator,
what.
I can do like Michael Corleone in part 2. Senator, you can have my answer now. This is my offer. Nothing.
Right. Well,
But I saw them last year, and they were doing stuff with Aaron and Redcon, and I told them what happened, and they were like, that guy doesn't work for us anymore. Remember his name? And I'm like, I couldn't think of it. And they said it, and I go, I'm pretty sure that's it. They're like, don't worry about that. So I said, I'll go directly through you guys. And to my being honest, I haven't followed up on it, even though they were like, they would still be interested in doing something like that. So I would love to do something with Dana and Rob. I, like Greg, agree. She's fucking
Very pretty girl.
drop dead gorgeous. And one thing, I give her a lot of credit. She never got a boob job.
No,
She
I kind of like that
never-
though. I don't give a shit if she had tits or not.
Yeah, I think it
Her
looks cool
face.
that she doesn't have these big fake fucking tits like all the
Face
other-
is everything. And face, I mean, look, I like skinny girl. You know that shit. But
Yeah.
let me tell you, they have to have a nice face. Face is everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. And she
Everything.
has got a winner right there.
If you see her up close, guys, I mean, I've been right here, and that girl's face is really good looking.
Oh, it's
her
fucking-
features, everything, white teeth. She has a nice smile, little arched nose and shit. She is
Yep.
very good looking. Girl.
Eyes. Yeah, everything about her is fucking very pretty.
Very good
Leash
looking,
and
yeah.
Monica Brandt. Oh, Greg with Monica Brandt at that Arnold that year was funny.
Dude, do you remember that Monica Brandt shit?
Those
Do you
pictures,
remember that?
oh
That
my
was
god,
fucking
she was,
funny.
dude. I wanted to fucking throw her on the fucking table so bad.
Dude, she was a sexy girl, but what the fuck with the Botox and the fucking
Yeah.
cheek pumping, and all these girls are killing their
Yeah,
faces
yeah.
with that shit.
Yeah, well, that's, people can't. They don't want to age gracefully.
Oh my
Does
god.
Greg still drink a 2-liter of diet root beer a day? I guess he does. He's looking for it. There it is. I guess the answer is
I
yes.
do. I'm
Hey,
gonna take a sip right now, brother.
Take a
I'm gonna
sip. There's AJ from the UK. Afternoon, evening, gents, because it is
What's going on, AJ?
6 hours ahead, so it's like 10:30 almost out in London, where AJ is. The new perp turned his back on the big pride flag. I saw that video, Nick, and did he turn his back or did he not even see it? Because I kind of hope he did turn his back, just to maybe say something without saying it. But it almost looked like they were pulling it out as he was almost like not seeing it. So I'm not sure. I hope that he did turn his back on it. Chris, I think
that whole shit is ridiculous. The whole thing. You don't need a flag. We don't have I'm a straight flag. I like smelling feet. Foot fetish flag. Right here. You know what I'm
I'd
saying?
have a fucking million of them then. All my
I mean,
fetishes.
for every, you don't need to do that. I don't
need a
understand
flag.
that.
Yeah.
That's as stupid as the black national anthem. And if you're black and you fall for that shit, you know what that means? That means you're allowing these idiots to make you separate from us.
Yeah.
You understand? You're an
Exactly.
American. Your national anthem is America. Okay,
Listen.
you belong to this country. It's not. You don't have a separate national. That means that you want to fit in. You want to be one of a. You want to be American. And you want to be. That's
Yeah.
making you realize that you're not. Well, no, you're not good enough. You got your own national anthem. That's the stupidest fucking thing.
It's awful. Hoogs, I remember asking Greg before, he was a bit of loony.
Who was a bit of loony?
What up, AJ? I remember AJ, I'm not sure what you mean. What was that?
Which one was loony?
Hoogs, I remember asking Greg before, he was a bit of loony. I don't know. I'm not sure what that means.
Maybe
AJ.
I was loony. I was loony.
Well,
I'm
we
still a
all,
little
both
loony.
of us are. Greg, when I watched the TLC doc and the gang tried to rob you and your wife saved you, I can only imagine how you felt. You just think about her years. Oh, the one with in the apartment in Washington Heights.
Oh,
I guess
yeah. That wasn't my wife. That was Julissa. It was the girl.
Julissa, when she came in with the handgun.
Yeah,
that
my
you
wife
left
and I
in the
been
car.
divorced for a long time. Yes. Oh, yeah. Wait till you see
The
that.
shotgun.
That
The
story.
guy with the shotgun. Yeah.
Yes. That was bad, bro.
Oh, he was. I think they're talking about Mahalik. That's what they mean.
Mahalik. Steve Mahalik.
Sorry,
He's
AJ.
definitely a lunatic. Yes.
Yeah,
definitely loony.
I misunderstood, AJ.
Dude, most bodybuilders are a little bit off. You know what I'm saying? And no guy wants to stay in a fucking gym with a bunch of other momos and take steel and move it back and forth. It's not the most athletic thing, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's weird. Charlie Arms remembers him very well. He remember him crying between sets at the gym. All the women were very afraid, very tortured soul. Sounds like something Charlie Arms might have said. I don't even know. I'm just guessing. Sal Santanello. Come
What's up, Sal?
What's up, Sal? Thanks for jumping on and watching.
Thank you, Sal.
Don't end up like Lee Priest getting divorced for what is now 7 times. Oh,
Lee's
for
a good
I guess
Lee's a good
what
guy.
you're saying for your son's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Lee is like almost like the Elizabeth Taylor male version in my we had a lot of marriages, you know. I think she had like 5 or 6, and Lee had
Yeah, he's had, but he's, you know, I know he really liked that girl Kathy. You know what I mean? That he was, you know,
Kathy yeah, but what
Kathy,
was
not Unger. What the fuck was her last
the
name?
one from Canada?
Yeah, Kathy.
Lafrancois.
That's it, Joe. I never would
Yes.
have got that in a million times. Millions.
I remember when she was on stage after they got
Yeah, he
divorced.
told
she
me
went
that they
back
were
to
very
Lafrancois.
close, and they got, you know, just, you know,
They
what
lived in
happens?
California together.
They were too young. That's the problem.
Yeah.
When you
it's
guys start
gotta
getting
be-
married really, really young, guys are 21, you're already married. A lot of times at the wedding, you know,
But
two
that's
people
a tough
grow
one
separate.
also. You got Lee from Australia, Kathy from Canada. She's a French Canadian. Both of them
Living in America.
bodybuilders. You know, that's a like whole completely
Kai,
changed
I
everything.
gotta tell you, Joe's not married to a bodybuilder. My girlfriend's not a bodybuilder. My ex-wife
Oh,
was
not at all.
My ex-wife was into fitness, but the problem is you don't want that's your thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like you kind of want, like, you know, I don't want some girl sitting there going, oh, you're eating that fucking burger and you're putting ketchup on that? That's so bad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be like, you know, like, yo, who took my fucking anniversary? You gotta eat Jimmy the Bull. Used to have this girl named Rita, right? His girlfriend Rita, and he would tell me, bro, she fucking took my fucking anadrols. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, he'd have to hide them in the fucking drawer and shit. And what I'm saying is, you don't want some chick doing that. You know, you don't want some chick, you know, and you don't bring chicks to the gym. You know what I'm saying? My girlfriend goes to the gym with me when I go at night, only at night, and she doesn't train. She walks on the treadmill. But you don't need some girl going to you, are you almost done? I want to get out of here. I can't stand it. You don't need that either. That's your
smells in here.
Yeah, right. My girlfriend never does it. She knows better. But I'm just saying, you know, but she's only there because at one time, after I had the throat cancer, my throat exploded. Not the bad one, but there was one before, and the blood shot out of my fucking mouth like fucking, you know, and I had to, you know, so she's just making sure I'm okay.
Oh, all right. Well, that's cool that she's
that's it. She's not there to work out, and she's just
not there to train.
No, she does her.
Make sure you don't fucking blow up again. Fake Italians from Brooklyn. Look at this. You greasers ain't Italian. You can't speak Italian. Oh.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, you can't speak Italian. You can't speak Italian. And to listen, anybody who was born on American soil, I don't care if you grew up and you're from Italian American parents who speak nothing but Italian to you, and you could speak Italian so fluently. To somebody from Italy, you're not Italian.
No, they find that offensive if
you're not Italian.
Americans, you're an American just because you're a
right. You're American. Listen, my girlfriend, his mother, the Yeti, fucking. Missing link, ran over this country, came in this country illegally back when Reagan, when he gave the amnesty to everybody.
Yeah.
Country with my girlfriend in her belly. My girlfriend was what they call a border baby. She ran across the border. You know, she got pregnant, that pig, in fucking Mexico. She ran across the border, gave birth here in America to my girlfriend. Now, my girlfriend could not speak any, because the mother is so bad. They don't speak good English and everything. She couldn't speak any English at all. So my girlfriend did not know any English until she was 7. She learned in school. They had her in special class because she couldn't speak English. She only spoke Spanish.
Okay, because they spoke Spanish at home. Yeah, that's
right.
What they spoke. Yeah.
When she'd be places, you know, one time I remember eating, and you know, we were talking to this waiter and shit. He was from Mexico, and I said, yeah, you know, her family's Mexican and everything. She's from, and he was speaking Spanish. And the guy says to her, wait a minute, you were born here. You're not Mexican. Mexican parents, you're Mexican descent, but you're not Mexican. You have to be born on Mexican soil to be considered Mexican. Just because you were born here, same thing with Italians. If you're Italian American, you're not Italian. With Joe and I, we were proud of our Italian American heritage. That's what we were raised as. What do you expect me to fucking denounce it? Some of you guys will be like, you're fucking getting Christmas. That's fine. That's fine. We like that, okay? But I'm proud that my whole fucking family's from Italy and shit like that, but I'm not. So to Italians in Italy, you could be the biggest guinea cuisine from Brooklyn. You could be John Gotti, okay? Some Italian would say to him, no offense, don't kill me, but you are Italian American. You're not Italian.
Yeah. He was born in East Harlem. Right. He wasn't born in Italy.
You're not born in unless you were born in Italian soil in Italy. you know, and I'm American, bro. First, you know, I mean, I love being Italian heritage. That's what I grew up in. That's
You're
what
American.
right. That's what my parents grew me up in. That, but just like Joe,
Yeah.
you grew up with that pride that we have as, you know, your Italian heritage. But I'm American first, bro.
Yeah.
I'm American, man. You know,
Sono
right there.
Americano.
I'm as American as apple pie. Anyway.
Sono Americano and parla Italiano.
Tu
Per
parli italiano, you know, a little bit.
un po' parla Italiano. Per ancora imparando. I'm still learning.
Dame el culo.
Still learning. I'm still learning. Greg, what is your go-to bulk meal? I usually eat a pound of ground beef or bison after my workouts.
That's pretty good. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good
Bison
thing.
is expensive, but it's tasty.
Yeah, but I can't see now. Listen, there we go again. I'm the most bleached eater you'll ever meet in your fucking life. I'm a guinea who doesn't even like. Again, I go to Italian restaurants. What do I eat, Joe? Spaghetti and meatballs.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Okay? I don't go get all the beautiful Italian food they have there that smells so good. Once I'll get chicken parm when I'm feeling funky. You know what I mean? But that's it. No, you know, none of the other stuff that everybody says. Okay. Now, same thing with regular food. I'm sorry, but I'm barely, I mean, you know, I love meat, but if I saw, like, I am not eating no bison. You'd have to trick me. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just,
Really?
I don't care how good. Oh, you ever have venison? Oh, the venison sausage and stuff. Bullshit. I'm not eating it. Okay. Now, I can't eat chicken legs. I can't eat chicken wings. Because there's a little wing there, and if I thought it's fucking my brain up, or the little muscles on it. And when you get the
Just
drumstick,
seeing them walking around in the fucking
the
farm,
little
right?
muscles. If you look at a drumstick, it's all these little muscles, like, you know, little fucking gather on the drumstick. I can't eat that. I can't, and I can never eat something. So to me, a steak is an inanimate object. I'm eating a steak. If I'm thinking about that, I'm eating a cow. Or if I saw it walk on, never. I'll never do it. I'll never. The only meat I eat is I eat beef, pork, chicken, and turkey. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't even eat fish anymore. I used to eat fish, not anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm not a seafood guy. At least I hopefully that some of his ex-wives are rich so he can get a little bonus. I'm not sure. I guess
No, Lee does pretty well. Let me tell you something. He's doing pretty well.
People in bodybuilding, you know, back in those days, probably even less money, especially women. Have you two ever had a big fight before? And if so, why? How long you been friends? Yes, we had a fucking fight. That,
me and Joe at
Alex
me and my
Kelly, yes, we had a fight that I
we had
take
an
full
argument. It was an
responsibility for. And we were fucking mad at each other for about a year, but we still texted each other.
I don't remember it even being a year, Joe. I think we got over
10 months or something.
I don't even think it was that. I remember talking to you and we buried it like not too long after that.
Yeah,
right?
but it was even
when
we were mad at each other and we stopped working together, we would text each other.
You know what it is,
Thanksgiving and shit like that.
Right. But wait a minute, we weren't mad at each other anymore. God damn it, Joe, we weren't mad. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, prick.
Now listen, after we had that little excursion at the Strong and Shapely, we got over it. I think like a week later it was over. But do you know what the problem was? What happened was you were having trouble with Iron Mag Labs and Christian Duke, and they hired me. So you remember you wanted to come see me at that, and they went, you know, Christian had it where you couldn't come down. Remember?
Yes.
I think that's what I think we're getting, because we would still talk to each other, but we
were mad. We had to fight, but we weren't like, I'll never speak to you again.
Right,
you know,
no, never.
That's like children do that shit.
Dude, sometimes brothers fight. Dude, my friend Charlie Gasparino, right? Fox Business News, right? Him and his brother, who was my training partner for forever, Jimmy Gasparino, who's now an MD, PhD, top doctor, runs a fucking one of those Brooklyn hospitals, the #1 hospital in Brooklyn. He's the boss of the whole hospital. Anyway, those two used to have fist fights. They were brothers, and they would fight in town here. And Charlie, we call him Chucky, but he would knock his fucking brother out and shit like that. And then his brother would get up and then attack him, and then they'd have fucking, they'd go again and go again and go again. But if you said something, if you touched his brother or went after one, the other brother would jump on top of you.
Yeah.
They were two boxers, both of them. Jimmy's MMA now, so forget about it. But Chucky, we got to do. Joe, I always say it's my fault.
You got to do that fucking thing. Yeah.
Right. We'll go to Fox Studio and they'll bring us in there. We'll get to meet everybody at Fox. You know, he calls me up on the phone. He puts Emily Campagno on the phone with me. Ooh. I told you that, right?
Yeah. Oh, she's
Yeah, she's nice. She's talking my ear off, and we're talking about like fucking how Judge Janine arrested me.
yeah. Judge Janine, she's a big star now, isn't she? They
Now,
did
yeah.
something in
She
the
just
Trump
left. She
administration.
just left
She
Fox,
just
Joe.
left the news. Yeah.
She got hired as the attorney general or something like that for DC, I think, or something
Yeah,
like that.
something with Trump. Yeah, because he's friends with her for a long time. How long have we been friends? We know each other since I think what 07,
Something like
08?
that, 2007
Yeah, 2007 or
or
08,
6.
somewhere
I don't
along.
know if I knew Lucia. I'm not sure if I knew Lucia yet or not. I was with Lucia for
I don't remember. But the first time I met you, you were with we hung out,
Gary.
we had lunch with Gary. Yeah, me, you
Yeah,
and Gary
Gary.
had lunch
Poor
in
Gary.
Manhattan together. Yep.
Poor Gary. Yep.
Yeah, fucking Gary. I hope that
Yeah, he's a
whatever.
good kid. He's a great guy. I hope
Very nice.
things will get
Fucking
better. Yeah.
very good guy. Does Greg still keep in touch with any of his co-stars from the TLC movie? Whatever happened to the you kid you wanted to be like Arnold and living with his mom?
Oh, I don't know any of that. Yeah,
Chris
I
Bell
don't know.
they're talking about.
He actually reached out to me like 15 years ago or something like that. But I don't know. There's this. I think was Melly Mel in there with me? I'm still friends with Melly Mel. Grandmaster Flash, Melly Mel.
Yeah. I see him every year at the fucking at the shows.
Yeah.
He's fucking good dude, man.
He's my
It was
boy.
such and he's fucking ripped too. He's fucking
Yeah, he is.
built like a fucking brick shit house.
He said he doesn't do the babanya, but I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, he looks good regardless. I don't care if he
I
does
gotta
or
ask
not.
Lance. Lance knows.
Yeah, Lance always with him. I always see them
Lance is
every
always
all
with him.
those big shows. Yep, Lance a great guy too. It was such a funny scene when they were watching the video of you after your arms exploded and you were pulling out blood. The mother was crying. Talking about Chris Bell mother, I guess.
No. The mother of that boy on the couch at the end where he wanted to be like me and get jacked and all this shit. But what they don't realize is that the TLC, they made a lot of that shit up. It wasn't
You're talking okay. He's talking about the TLC show, not
right.
Get Bigger.
Yeah, the mother was crying like, "Don't do this. Look at this freak." But the thing is that if you watch the TLC show again,
yeah,
okay, the balloon arm was my left arm, okay, because that's the arm my son hit me with the bat, okay.
yeah.
My other arm, this arm is the one that had the hole where I go, look, it goes in. I had an infection. All you have to do is look at the tattoos on the arm. Well, you can't see them.
Yeah.
But
People always say
arm.
it's one
They
fucking
think
arm.
it's the same arm. Oh, look, see, he
Yeah.
said infection. It goes in. That must be with that balloon. It's not. It's not the same
Yeah.
thing. It wasn't. I had no infection. I didn't pull oil out of my arm. Everybody, Synthol. Look at that. If you look at some people use that video where they show me lift up the arm and there's this big fucking balloon with a little drop of blood dripping.
Yeah,
It was a hematoma, and I wasn't saying, look at this muscle. I was showing you, look how fucked
you were
up.
showing what you were squirting in the mayonnaise.
Right, and it was fucking blood.
White
It was,
pus and fucking
yeah, blood.
whatever.
No, it was blood with the on the top when I would shoot like this, it would foam. It was
Oh, okay. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
And did you have
It's
mayonnaise still in the jar, or was it rinsed out? Because it could have been whatever was left on the bottom.
No, that was in a jar. He was in a jar, bro. I threw it out. I put it on that pasta that leaked pre-state.
This tastes great, Greg. Did you guys watch Behind Closed Doors and the Life of J.C. Jean-Claude Van Damme? It was with Gladys Porteous as his wife. She
He
seemed nice.
destroyed her. He's
I
an
didn't
idiot.
see that, but yes, that's right. I forgot that he was married to Gladys Porteous.
He's an idiot, though.
Yeah, he's a
you know,
fucking.
He's cocky.
Yeah.
He's the. I don't know. I hear stories about him smacking around, but I know that I watched him one time. Remember Cody Galbraith? Do you remember him? The UFC kid. Yeah, you know who he is, Joe. At UFC. He actually
So you
you
gotta
know
hit him in the bar or something.
No, they were actually he was fighting with Cody Galbraith. I forgot what Cody has a nickname. You know who he is if you saw him. Anyway,
Okay.
he was they were in the ring and they're sparring, right?
Yeah.
And the bell rang, and all of a sudden Van Damme throws a kick and hits him.
After
And they had to hold Cody back. And Van Damme's like,
round was
I'm
over.
sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And they were saying, get the fuck out of here now. Get the fuck out of here right now.
Yeah,
And
that's
he's
a
like,
pussy
okay,
shot.
okay, I'm leaving.
Especially
They're
during
like,
sparring.
and Cody said, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'll kick your fucking ass. You're a punk. Get the fuck out of here. And Van Damme was like, I'm sorry. Because, dude, forget it. I'm not even gonna get into it. He's a fucking
Yeah, he's an actor
you know,
who
right.
got,
That's an actor. He's doing ballet out there with the fucking
yeah.
kids and shit. He's not the UFC guy would fucking, this kid was gonna kill him.
Yeah, the fucking
And
movies.
he was scared.
They're interesting movies, but they're movies. Did you hear Diddy made his girlfriend drink piss from male Get the fuck out of here. He made her drink piss. He's a fucking weird piece of shit. I saw the video of him beating her up, and they said that he made her fuck all of these guys and shit.
Speaking of piss, 1 second, I gotta fill up the I can't help it. It's
Greg's making his girlfriend drink piss.
Where's my bottle? Where's my fucking can?
I think P. Diddy is a fucking pile of shit. I hope they throw the fucking book at him. If he did in fact do all of these things. And I don't totally think that the girlfriend, she seems like this fucking victim, which she is. But she was along for the ride for a long time. I don't think it's going to be pile on the rabbit now when all of these people were getting pluses from doing these things, kind of like Harvey Weinstein. And I'm not excusing the acts of the perp. I'm just saying that these people were consenting adults and went along with it. He didn't tie her up and rape her in a fucking alley is what I'm saying. Again, not excusing him, but listen, if you were a fucking broad that can get a fucking Hollywood fucking movie and Harvey Weinstein is like, oh, let me fucking bang you, you could walk out and say no. Maybe the next guy won't do that. But yeah, drinking piss from male prostitutes. Most of them are fucking gay.
No, you know what it is though. Here, I'm coming right now, Joe. You know what it is? It's not. Oh God, it's like a racehorse. You know what's funny? When I have to pee, I can go from I don't have to pee. Oh, now I gotta pee.
Uh-oh.
And it's like a racehorse. You understand? Like you know when you've been in a car and you're holding it in and you finally get out, even if you gotta pee, you're like, dude, I gotta pee so bad. Get out. Every time I pee, that's the way it is. It's like that urgent, like I'm gonna pee my pants. But
it's from the medicine.
Getting back, yes. I just started taking Jardine's last week. So
P. Diddy.
Yeah, see, here's the thing with P. Diddy. His defense is trying to say, yes, he was an asshole to the girl. Yes, we can't.
She was into it and consented to it, though.
Right. They're saying that she consented to it and that he did not. That they're trying to say, you guys are trying to claim that he did trafficking, sex trafficking. He was not. Was he a bad boyfriend? Yes. Was he? Yep. Did he do stupid things? Was he abusive? Yes. But she let it go on. She didn't report it to the cops, so obviously she was.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
right.
She probably gained a lot from this relationship too. Doesn't mean that what he did was right, and it's not something that I would fucking do. But she could have walked away the first time, the second time, that 150.
But he made her. He made her. Do you know what I'm
saying? They're gaining something out of this.
He made her. She was nothing.
He's a fucking dirtbag for what he did. Now, the beating her, that's totally separate from the freaky sex shit.
Right.
That's in itself, that, guilty as charged. It's on video. There's no, and he can't turn around and say, oh, it was rough sex.
First of all,
when you do that.
How did he force her to drink piss? Did he put a gun to her head and fucking pour it down her throat?
Yeah, maybe it was a turn on for all of them.
Right. And these girls, you got to remember something. I'm not defending him at all. But
no, me neither.
These girls will do anything to get famous. Oh my God, I'm going to be a record. Listen, let me tell you something. Half you guys watching this shit, your girlfriends, your daughters, whatever, if they had a chance to be super famous and hang out with a guy like that and maybe, whatever, you'd be shocked what money and fame does to somebody. Yeah. You do things. All these girls, okay, that's what Hollywood producers, Marilyn Monroe, all of them. This goes back to
banged everything.
Right. Joe, this goes back to when the day they started making even silent movies. There was some
Fatty Arbuckle was one of the most deviant. He used to put fucking empty Coke bottles in girls' pussies. He was a fucking silent movie comic. Do
you want to get famous? Listen, you want to make $1 million? You want to see your name in lights on Hollywood? You want to see your name up on that billboard? You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
wanna see that shit?
Go
You
to
wanna
bed
open
with the
a mag-
guy and
All you have to do, and the girl sits back, and she, I come from a farm. My daddy and my mama were
yeah.
farmers, and now I'm here in the big city, and you're gonna be a star, bro. You'd be shocked. You'd be shocked, even what your own girl would do. Well,
Listen, if I was a girl, I don't know if I would fucking say no. If it's a
no, not for
fucking open the
nothing.
door.
Not
I'm
for
just being
nothing.
honest. Yeah, the casting couch, I'd be fucking spread eagle on it.
Damn right. And then you'd be counting your millions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Chris, don't think he pursued bodybuilding in the end. I guess that was Chris Bell from the movie.
Yeah.
Paul Walker, has a girl ever blown a fart in either of one of your guys' face during a 69? It's been so long since I've done that wonderful position that I don't even fucking remember.
I've had fucking shit like that. I've had a
I'm
milk
sure
dud
it's happened, but that's all.
I had
good.
a milk dud
I
hit
met
me out of
Steve. Wow, I am way behind because that's what AJ was meaning. Steve.
that.
I'm sorry, AJ. Marcos, this Nick Walker fanboys are so ridiculous. Was he injured? They bash him now to give their ass from the generations of fuck. The guy looked like a tank, no personality. I only saw a couple of pictures and a couple of short videos from Pittsburgh Pro. I thought Lunsford looked better than Nick Walker. I thought Walker might get the nod only because they want him in the Olympia, and Lunsford's already qualified by being a Mr. Olympia. But again, when we were doing the show the other day, somebody pointed out the New York Pro, and I'm like, ooh, I never thought of that. So now Nick's going to have to qualify. He'll probably do the New York Pro, which will make that show even bigger. We got Bush.
There you go. We got Bush.
Greg loves Bush. Mahalik. I never heard
the hairier the better.
Yeah. Just do it in private. Yeah, no, me and Greg agree. We've said that before. If you're gonna do something like that,
dude, Joe, if you ever look at it like an old play, but like go back and look at some porn from like the 70s, they all had that triangle, the devil's triangle down there with the hairy fucking dude. And dude, I don't know why, but I guess because we grew up looking at that shit. I like a hairy Bush.
It brings you back to your earlier days when you first tasted it.
Dude, God put hair on that. I did look at 2 chicken cutlets put together without the hair. You know what I mean? You got to have the hair is sexy. I had a girlfriend, my high school girlfriend used to go on the beach and we'd sit there and she used to wear a bikini in the 70s and she had a little hair coming out of the side of the bikini. And I was like, oh my God.
You see a pussy then.
Yeah, I mean, she had a hairy snatch. Absolutely.
Joe, let me tell you, Greg was one of the best built bodybuilders, Charlie, on a teenager. But he was all natural. Love you, Greg. Let's get. This guy's good, man. If he's Charlie Arms or not,
he's not Charlie Arms, but it's funny. It is funny, but it's not true.
It is. Candace Monroe. I remember this. Hey, gentlemen. I don't know if you remember my boyfriend and I tried anal and I hated it. Yes, I remember we did speak about that. No accidents though. Thanks to Greg's advice. Love you guys. So I'm glad you enjoyed anal. Maybe I can have you talk to my wife and maybe explain to her that it's not the evil thing that she thinks it is.
It's the best.
Hey, Greg, have you ever had a girl in the choke hold while banging her? And I mean spitting in her face. What about you, Joe? Spitting in a girl's face in a choke hold? I've never done that.
No, I'm not really into that shit. Like choking her and shit like that, or spanking
gently,
her.
Of course. No, I know what you mean.
I spanked a little ass while I'm fucking.
Yeah, you get a little,
but not like you bitch, bow to me, not like that. Like,
yeah, and with the consent. Yeah, you're talking about in the heat of the moment.
Little shit like. Like that, nothing major.
Yeah, I like to be fucking dehumanized and demasculated. So, fake Italians from Brooklyn says fake Reese's and Spikes are the same. Your kids can't marry an Italian, as you said. Only Yank greasers, drug addicts.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't Italian Americans also use plenty of so-called Italian words that Italians have no idea? Yes, the dialect of the streets have changed. So many. If you look up the meaning of some of these words that are changed, pronounced totally different from the real Italian, it's
not even close. It's funny because there's Italian American slang. So back in the 1920s and the teens and shit, when my family came over this place, they would talk as like back then they'd have like my father used to always call the bathroom, I gotta go to the buck house. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. They meant the back of the house because they used to have a porta potty, what do you call it? The
outhouse.
Old school, right. The old houses, they used to call them the buck house, bucket house. Same thing I used to say to Marco, my friend Joe knows.
Yeah.
I would tell Marco, bro, I got agita. And he'd be like, what? And I'd be like, agere. What is agere?
And he's from Italy.
Yeah, he's from Italy.
He's Italian. Yeah, he
Like
speaks
serious
English,
Italian.
but he speaks Italian,
Dude, he's
better than English.
He's third in line in JP Morgan Chase. There's Jamie Dimon, there's one guy, and then him.
Marco
Yeah,
Pistoia.
Dude, yeah. He's
in good shape. He's in real good shape.
He's in real good shape. He's about he was in the magazine too.
Yeah, very good guy. But yeah,
I would ask him all these things, all the Italian.
He had no idea what you were
He has
talking
no
about.
idea. Like, if you say I forgot all these fucking Italian things I always learned. You know what I mean?
I'll give you an example. On The Sopranos, he named his boat the Stugats.
Yeah.
Right? Which in Brooklyn we used to say Ugats. But
yeah,
if you want to say it in real Italian, it's un cazzo. UN and CAZZO. That means like your dick, like
my balls. I mean, my bagats is the balls.
It actually means dick, but you could say it for balls too. Like mi pale is me balls, but if you say gats, a lot of times you're meaning balls.
Balls. I always thought gats to me is balls. My father used to call the dick a piece of legat. Do you know what I mean? But it's a piece of deal,
Piece of deal.
Yeah, piece of deal, but it's a piece of legat. What was I going to tell you? I was going to tell you the funniest fucking thing. What the fuck was I going to tell you? Holy fuck. I was talking about Marco. I was going to say something funny about the Italian thing. All the shit though, even like Manigot, like stuff, there's certain things that are not in it. Like I'd ask him and he'd be like, what is that? And I'm like, and he's like, no, we have no such thing. And I'd be like, what you know what I mean? Like, I would think like I knew all this Italian shit.
Yeah, capito.
And I'm like,
no capito. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck, dude. I had a good story and I fucking lost it. What the fuck was it now? There's something with him that he opened my eyes, because I would say, I would ask him all kinds of shit. Oh, I remember. We were in the gym, right? And my one friend Anthony, he owns a pizza parlor. He's Italian, right? And so he speaks Italian. And Marco was there. He speaks Italian. There's a few other guys. Carmine, he speaks Italian. They're all Italian, right? And they're all in there. Nick, they're all Italian. They speak Italian. And this woman comes in and she's talking and she's Jewish. And she was, she's actually a Biden person and a fucking,
Uh-huh.
And she's like, you guys with, Trump, this, that, the other thing, saying all this shit. And she walks away. And my friend Anthony, who's Italian, goes, Mazzi Cristo. It means the killer of Christ. That's what he called the Jews.
Mazzi Cristo.
Yeah, Mazzi Cristo. It means you killed the Christ,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everybody was Italian and it dropped the weights and started laughing. So I'm like, what the fuck? Because I didn't know what it meant, at first, And they all started laughing. And I'm like, and they're like, I said, Mazzi Cristo, And Porca puttana Eva, which means like the mother of Mary, the fucking whore, they call him the mother of Mary, the stupid shit like that. I don't know if you know, but those things are like from Italy though. Like they'll say shit like Mazzi Cristo, you know what I mean? And like that's what they meant. You know what I mean? It was like, but I don't know any of those things. I only know the fucking dirty
street ones, right? That we grew up with. Have either of you ever met Nasser L? I guess Greg, I never did.
I knew Nasser
any funny stories about him?
I only know stories that Dave Palumbo would tell. I don't have any stories, but I knew Nasser. I met him. Actually, met Nasser. Actually, I don't mean to sound cocky, but he came to me and started talking with me, and we took a picture together. And everything. He was a good guy. I like Nasser. He was very intense. I can tell you that. Yeah, very intense guy.
Build. Great, amazing fucking. The Yankees, 100% white Americans. Yes, we are Americans. We admit that. Greg will eat pork, yet not bison. What a wanker from Mark Foreman.
Yes, Mark, I am a wanker. I'm telling you, I would eat pork. But again, if I can't eat a pig roast. You don't understand. If I see the fucking pig like this and it's on a big spigot, whatever,
it's a little.
I can't eat it. I can't even.
I can. I've done it, but I don't want. It's like I'm not really looking at it while I'm eating it. It's like I see it and then they cut it up and they bring it to you.
I can't do it though, Joe. If I see it, I'm done. You know what I mean?
My friend did that at his backyard barbecue one time. We had
I can't eat rotisserie. My girlfriend likes rotisserie chicken. You know what I mean?
Oh, but you see them.
Yeah, the rotisserie
spinning around. Yeah, and
can't do it. I can't do it. I see the whole fucking bird. It's a carcass and shit.
Yeah,
there's a rib cage and shit. I can't do it. I'm
You
I'm
cut
very
the
funny.
turkey on Thanksgiving. You're going through all of the cartilage,
Oh,
and
right on,
it's
yeah.
weird. Yeah, it's a little weird. AJ says he knows the British guy who done the show on Gregg documentary passed away.
What
Oh,
British guy? The kid?
I don't know.
Which British guy? The
I
kid?
guess,
You're talking about the kid?
I guess this was from the TLC show. Same old story every podcast for queer yes man. Fake Italian from
I
Brooklyn.
thought fake Italian for Brooke. I thought you said last week you weren't gonna. You're like, I give up. Now I like you.
Yeah. No, you keep watching. It's all
I
good.
don't give a shit.
Dude, 1983. What's up, dude? Yeah, you've been watching the show before. Thanks for coming on again. Greg, he has a question. Doesn't matter what time of day you inject test. I have prescribed for TRT. I just wanted to ask.
No, I would always say,
Yeah.
do it earlier. So by the time, because if you do it before bed, you might get sore. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to keep you up. But anything that has potential, especially sometimes you get sore in the shots. You could throughout the day it'll dissipate a little bit. You could take a little bit of Tylenol or
You
something.
get the knot, maybe like
Right. If you get
keep
sore,
it on it. It'll.
I could never think about taking a shot of test and laying down and going to sleep. That wouldn't.
I've always done it in the morning, but I don't think it's not going to be better or worse as far as the effectiveness of it, regardless of what time you take.
Right. It doesn't matter.
No,
It's
it
that
doesn't
you
matter.
just don't want it to affect your sleep.
Former No Love Garbrandt.
That's
former
it.
UFC
Cody No Love.
bantam. I probably would know him by photo. I'm
Oh,
bad
Joe,
with the UFC with the
He
guys.
was fighting that other kid all the time. He lost to him, but him and his kid were rivals. They were once best friends, just like Street Jesus and Colby Covington. He was what's his name? That blonde kid that wound up being good. He was short. Oh fuck! I can't believe I don't remember his name. But he could remember they threw him out because of steroids or something.
I'm terrible. His name was Dave Talbot. This is the British guy on the show that you were on that passed away.
Was he the kid? Was he a kid? Was he that kid? That boy?
He may have answered. Trying to get the. Do we feel embarrassed talking about violence and sex at your old ages? 100%. Yes. Hey, Joe, don't you know that you're trying to keep a successful black man now with the big? Enjoy your 25 to life just for that claim alone. He deserves it. I guess obviously Diddy. I'm getting trying to catch up because we're gonna go in a few. But we've been on 2 hours already, Greg.
Have we? Holy shit!
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. We always say we don't want to go too long, but we just
I see the clock.
no.
Oh,
Hey, if you guys are watching and enjoying it, fuck it. I'm good to go. I love seeing the race car get ignored, them send the speech to Diddy to prison for life. The race card hasn't worked in 30 years. Move the fuck on. They never will. Boomer opinions. Technically, I'm not a boomer, but I don't mind if you want to call me that. We're not relevant. I'm sure you meant.
relevant. Yes.
Corey, I remember seeing Greg's Dago ass on the Carson Daly show way back when. Did you know that Carson was O.J. Simpson's caddy at his country club for many years? I never knew that.
I didn't know that.
That's he probably had a lot of
Carson Daly is a great guy in person. Great guy. He's yep. Opposite of Howard Stern. Total opposite.
Howard's a weirdo in real life.
But I mean, like when you see Carson Daly, he was like, he was like, okay, so we're here with Britney Spears, and he talked on.
Yeah.
But when the camera was off, like backstage, he'd be like, pull my finger, like he was fucking crazy. Where Stern acts crazy.
Howard
Stern acts crazy on the mic, but when in person, he's like very quiet.
He's a germaphobe. He won't shake your hand. He's very weird, and he doesn't. He doesn't like people talking to him that he doesn't know. Really, he just I did security for him. It's like just say hi and that's it. Okay, I don't.
Scumbag.
I'm not a fanboy. I don't give a fuck. You know
what's funny? Funny you say it because germaphobes. I think of Howie Mandel, and I think it's Howie Mandel's son or Howie Mandel's nephew. One of those two. Actually hooked up with the Huck Tua girl, right? And he's the one who got her to do that. Not hooked up as like boyfriend and girlfriend, but hooked up, became her manager. And he's the one who did that Bitcoin shit or whatever that shit is. Yeah. And supposedly he's the one that caused all that trouble. Now she's fucked. I think she's cute, but I don't understand the whole.
Cute. Yeah, I thought she was, cute looking. By the way, there's something I don't get. I'm hearing that the definition of sex trafficking is to fly in a woman for sex. If that's the case, I guess it's any time. It doesn't mean flying. I guess if you bring somebody to someplace for the purpose of just fucking, you can probably fall into the
right. But I mean, you got to be careful because that's a sketchy road. I mean, there's a difference between sex trafficking and promoting prostitution. We don't know what the fuck. I'm not really sure what the hell. He definitely was involved in everything. Dude, just the fact that he beat the shit out of that girl, the way he kicked her.
He's
If
a
you
scumbag. He's a
any girl,
coward
you show
scumbag.
that video to any girl, any woman. If that was an all-woman jury, he'd be fucked. Because
Yeah.
any woman sees the way he just kicked her like she was a bag of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
And that was his girlfriend at the time.
And to me, that's worse than any fucking
100%.
banging and, group sex. Some guys giving girls crap about a little hair, yet their back looks like a silverback gorilla. Oh, because we were talking about the
Yeah,
pussy.
no.
Greg never gives girls crap. He likes it.
Dude, I like it.
Yeah. I don't
I don't know
mind
if I
it,
like
but
the
I'm not.
silverback gorilla. I'm not really looking for hair on the back, but definitely hair to right
Yeah.
on the fucking. I like when it goes up a little bit into the belly when it's light, but just
The little.
it's up to the happy trail, Joe. You remember the happy trail?
Yes.
The happy trail, we called it.
Hey, my boys, what's up, Zaya?
Zaya,
You've
what's going
given
on?
me Ajita.
Ajita.
Yes. Ajita. What is the only bodybuilder's name that a dog can pronounce? Should I have said DiMaggio? Rough Diesel. Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Greg, I just found my brother has your book, so I'm going to be reading it this week. Greg's book is awesome.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the Death, Drugs, and Muscle, not that
Death,
stupid
Drugs,
thing.
and Muscle.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Picture of Muscle Sport magazine.
Yes, we do. Yes, Muscle Sport magazine in the book. It's in the book.
Oh, I was very, very happy to see that. Thank you, sir.
No
Cialtich, who I call him Hugo de Claus, but I will say I've noticed that Americanized pizza is 10 times more delicious than authentic Italian pizza. In my opinion, when I see Italian pizza, the bread looks hard and not meat. Italian pizza is very different than what we have here in America. I enjoy both of them. It's more of like a brick oven, thin style. They don't like putting toppings on. I enjoy just having a margherita pizza with some basilico on the top. Yeah, you can get all different styles and square, round. Over there, it's just basically a round, thin crust, burnt a little bit. They like to cook it a little longer. I've noticed in Italy, but I was drooling eating it. I thought it was amazing.
Joe, isn't it more like focaccia bread though?
Well, not as it had, it had a little more cheese on it. To me, focaccia is a little more with the sauce on it.
Yeah.
But it was a little thicker than the focaccia bread. When I see Italian pizza bread, looks harder, not enough meat. I guess he means meat, not like meat per se.
Right.
I don't like my kids. They want pepperoni. I'm like, get a half.
No.
I don't it's too greasy. It's fucking nasty.
I don't like pepperoni on my pizza. No way.
How much did they understand you in Italy, Joe? When I went this past May, I was a lot better with the language learning than I was in 2022. I just was really starting to get a little bit. So between the 2 years, I was a hell of a lot better, and I've improved a lot since then. So I'm hoping when we go back, whenever, but I was pretty good, actually. I actually surprised myself. I was able to get around pretty good with it. Come on, guys. I know you got some stories from CPIs or Neptunes. Oh, I know I do. From the Hamptons. Did you go to Hamptons back in the day?
I never went to any of those clubs. I heard of them, but I didn't go there. No.
Yes.
I was
Summers and Neptunes was great. CPI was the canoe place in. Yes, I actually fucking me and my friend Steve, we won a dance contest at CPI that Marlboro was throwing with these girls. Marlboro. They gave you a big bag and it had like beach towels and all different fucking marketing things, t-shirts, all different stuff. And we brought these two girls back to the place we were staying at, and I remember I'm meeting the girl's fucking box, and she's like, "Oh, I must smell because I'm all sweaty from when we were doing the dance." And that just turned me on so much that it was good. She actually smelled good. But yes, I've had a lot of fun at Summers, Neptunes, and CPI, and the Hampton Beach Club, and the Bawdy Barn. I've had there was another place too. I picked up this broad. She must have been I was in my early 20s. She probably was like 40, and she was not attractive, but I pounded her as if she was like fucking Pamela Anderson. That's what alcohol does to you. Not giving a shit about, who cares? I'm out fucking partying. I was single. I didn't even know my wife then. Years before I even met her. Why do you guys think of the priests in the church touching the boys on an international scale? I think it's terrible.
That's ridiculous. That's because the church, as long as the church does, it's a hiding place for fucking you know what.
Yeah, yeah. Not the kid, AJ saying about the British
Okay,
guy
but
in
not the
in
British
movie.
guy, right?
TJ Dillashaw. Yes, I just
TJ
interviewed him.
Dillashaw. That's
That's who you're
Galbraith.
thinking of? Okay. I
No,
interviewed him
Galbraith
at the
is like
Arnold Classic.
Yes, Dillashaw and Galbraith. They were the rivals, kind of like
Oh, okay.
Colby Covington and Street Jesus. They were, they were
Oh,
buddies,
yeah, yeah. Because that's
best friends,
the
lived
BLM
together,
and the
all that.
MAGA
Yes, and then it
with
became bad.
Kobe. Kobe. Egregious. What's up, Momos? What's up, Egregious? The kid went to a bodybuilding show. Dave Talbot was on stage. He was also in scenes for the documentary.
Okay.
Great book. I also
Thank
have
you.
Essentials of Bodybuilding.
Oh,
That's
thank
another
you,
book
AJ. I
that's on
appreciate
You can
that.
get these
Thank
on Amazon, right?
Yes, I get. You know what's funny? I get no money.
I remember we were going to straighten
I
that
get
out years
worse.
ago with Seattle there.
Yeah, it's all fucking shot.
My office still stands, Greg. Do you guys know any of the good inclusive gyms around the Westchester, Bronx area? I kicked that to you because I don't know Westchester for gyms. There's a lot of transphobia and racism at my gym. It's just getting old. Rather be around guys like yourselves. Craig wants to go and just work out.
I don't really. I haven't really been. I don't keep up with all that. I don't want bodybuilding shit. I'm not into all that crap. I don't know any of the good gyms.
By the way, did you tell Greg you almost beat up an Italian? Yeah, I had an argument with an Italian cab driver in Rome back in May, and I was going to beat the fuck out of him. He was bigger than me. He might have beat the fuck out of me, but he didn't realize that I could, converse with him in certain fucking words of salty language in Italian. He charged me too much. And I actually yelled at him and I said, give me some of that money back. And he actually gave it back to me, but we were like nose to nose. And my wife's like, and even the guy at the hotel is like, come on, no. I was off and I was sober. I wasn't, we came back from dinner. We had dinner across the street from the Coliseum and it was at night. It's just fucking with the lights on it. Oh God, it was just such a romantic. I just had to go back to the room and put my tongue up her ass. Oh. But yes, that cab driver was being a jerk off, and he didn't like it that I was able to tell him that his mother can suck my dick in his own fucking native tongue. Greg, I changed my profile pic for you. Hope you like it. Oh,
very nice. Very nice stuff.
I'm going to finish up with these two comments and then we're going to punch out because I got to piss. Roger Babbitt. What were some of the most transformative movies for you guys in your developmental years as a young man? Salty Semen on the Poop Deck.
What was that? Wait a minute.
I don't know. Transformer movies, Rocky, The Godfather. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Rocky growing up.
Pumping Iron. That made me get into bodybuilding.
Yeah, Pumping Iron. What are we talking about?
On Channel 13.
Yeah, you're right. Pumping Iron.
PBS. It was on
I
TV.
saw Pumping Iron in the movie theater, and they used to have afterwards. They had little bodybuilders up there posing and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I saw it on TV. I guess it was probably like a year or two after. Because remember, they would take forever to show movies on TV. It was before they had videos. There was no VHS, nothing in that day. So they would hold back for years sometimes. I think I saw it in 79 and it came out in 77.
See, I saw it when it came out. Yeah, I think
you saw it in the theater.
77. Yeah, I saw it in the theater when it came out.
Yeah, because it was the 75.
And they had bodybuilders on stage afterwards doing like poses.
That is so fucking cool. That
was really cool.
Wacky. Annie loves these long formats, getting me through work today. Very entertaining. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you, Annie.
I'm going to bed, guys. Just took my pills. Give me a call, Greggy. Charlie.
All right, Charlie.
How the doctor here
on YouTube. Wait by the phone.
How the doctor here on YouTube that's an expert in PEDs and bodybuilding tell me that a man can grow lean tissue on TRT. I feel like I'm a clown world listening to these guys. Lean tissue on TRT.
You can grow lean tissue, of course. You're not gonna, TRT is good, but it's not.
I'm sorry, I read it wrong. Can't grow lean tissue. I'm sorry, agree. I had a feeling I was reading that too quick. I'm trying to get through these.
No, that's stupid.
Yeah, so that's what he's saying. This guy was a fucking jerk off on you. Of course, you can grow lean tissue.
Of course, you can. Don't listen to these guys. He's a YouTube doctor. He must be good.
He's got these fucking Perry. Not the what's his name there. Fucking what's. Ben Casey. Yeah, go around the corner. Get Ben Casey.
Casey.
Dr. Zorba. All right, jabronis. Have a good one. See you guys later. Greg, keep coming back. Anthony,
Thank you,
back.
Anthony. Yeah, I'm here, bro. This is my show now with Joe.
That's it. Every fucking Wednesday. Do you promise us Jimmy the Bull on here next week? I
can't tell you
promises,
next
but
week
we'll
for
try.
sure, but we'll get him on.
We'll get Jimmy on.
I've had him on the show. He's been on this show before with me and Joe.
Yeah, Jimmy was
Been
with us in
with us.
person. Yeah.
We
See you guys next week. Love to meet you too. Nick, when I come out to hang out with Greg, I want to go out there and do some film some videos, like pre-recorded videos at Greg's house together with the two of us. I'll let you know. Hopefully you're not at the firehouse, and maybe you could meet us up.
Joe,
maybe we'll go to fucking Yonkers Raceway and fucking
Joe, this house has changed a lot since you've been here.
I'm fucking dying to see it. We're gonna have fun, man.
It's a museum, bro.
Call him out on here. You'd love picking apart his videos. That's cool. You don't have to call the guy out, but that's it's if the guy's a fucking jackass.
Dude, this is the stupidest thing. You put testosterone in a fucking 90-year-old man. There's a guy on YouTube that's 90 years old. I saw somewhere that he was working. They had him on TV. 90 years old, started working out in his late 80s, and now he's built and shit like at 90. So if a 90-year-old man could grow muscle, so could you.
Yep.
With testosterone.
What's your favorite?
Favorite what?
Favorite what, Hoog? Last question of the day. We're gonna take place. Oh, okay. Hold on. I place the splooge besides the vag. Tummy pancakes.
Ass. Always ass.
In the
Always
ass. I listen, I barely get the splooge at all, so I'm lucky. I only really, I guess, all over myself because I get my fucking hand jobs. His favorite type of ass, the 10-year-old boy.
Dude.
Not literally, but size
like
one.
from the movie, he's talking about from the movie True Lies.
True Lies with
Bill Paxton says to Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he doesn't know that Arnold's married to Jamie Lee Curtis. And he was talking about Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie. And that's when Jamie Lee Curtis
looked fucking amazing.
She looked really good. She had this little, and he goes, bro, this girl's got an ass like a 10-year-old boy. And Schwarzenegger looks at him like, because he knows it's his wife he's talking about.
But Paxton has no idea.
Yeah, but
Rest
Paxton
his soul, the late, great Bill Paxton. Guys, thank you so much for joining Greg and myself on Swol Lyfe.
We're living the Swol Life, bro.
In the Swol Lyfe. The Swol Lyfe.
Clean energy is my favorite right now. It's my new fucking go-to, bro. And our guy here.
Oh, yes, of course. Vince with Donald John Trump.
Dude, this is this
Elon.
Wait, where's this one?
Where's the walls of fucking Jericho? Live beta.
Wait, what? So what happened about the walls of Jericho? Oh, this?
The Tim Walls. Yes.
Dude, this is the fuck. And if you guys are wondering, wait, there's the stuff in this.
Oh, look at it.
I can't even do it.
Fucking, he is such a disgusting piece of fucking shit.
Dude, I would bang his fucking daughter there. Just
bang his daughter and just to fucking make him fucking.
Oh my god! Just because she goes on, but she's on Twitter like toxic masculinity. If you're one of these white men, and I'm like, first of all, you're white. Okay, stop that stupid shit.
Guilt.
I'm tired of
guilt. They hate themselves.
They don't really hate themselves. They hate you until it comes to that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, if you really want to help your people of color, why don't you just give up your bank account? Take your house, please. Take my
it up. Make a big
right. Come on, you're white. Get that white privilege.
Right on the corner. Yep. Swol Lyfe presents Greg and Joe. Put the MSM15 code at swollyfe.com. Greg, great job as always.
Joe, it's been swole working with you today.
It's been a swole day. I hope I get swole over the weekend in my fucking pants if I'm lucky enough. Guys, thank you. We will see you guys next week.
All right, guys. I love
Wednesday,
you guys.
3 p.m.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.